Alive, oh. Na Freitagnacht. Good evening. Oh, good morning, good afternoon, depending when and where you are watch this little stream. As people often tell me, they do watch it back later, which is quite nice. It's fun if you're here live and can interact, but if I'm keeping you company, as I'm often told, it's when someone's doing housework is a common one to just run in the background, so that's good. Hello, well-gifted Aspie, and cheers. How elegant my drink looks tonight. Oh, that's good. This one's an experiment. Yeah, what a flavor sensation my experiment is too. Loving it I am. Big old thing of ice. It's a Friday night and I've had some intense days at work, so I'm looking forward to just unwinding tonight and just letting it all go. And hey, Luke, how are you this fine evening? Just a figure of speech, fine. It's not necessarily fine where you are. Friday, got to get down on Friday. Jason. Okay, I can't actually follow Twitter links from, what do you call it? It's StreamYard, where I'm actually streaming from. Can you give me the summary of what the link actually is? Because yes, hyperlinks don't work in StreamYard, so I'm forced to guess. It's something from 10 News, so it's gonna be shit. No, Jason, no hyperlinks will work for me. Because I'm seeing the combined chat in the StreamYard web client, and hyperlinks just do not work. I can't click on them. What's the summary? What's the story? Oh, wait a sec. The Guardian one actually. Oh, it's the KFBC birthday party. Okay. Yeah, the Channel 10 one, because it was Twitter, didn't say anything, but the Guardian one, yes, I heard about the story. Pretty goddamn funny. When lockdown kicked in, some dickheads decided to have a party, and they're so cunning, they ordered something like 20 KFC meals. And like one guy goes in and orders 26 KFC meals, and Ambos or cops saw him. And anyway, so cops followed him back to where he was. And of course, there was a big fucking party there, and they all got fined 26 grand worth of fines. There you go. Tara, I am a Deadpool fan, although I got this shirt in a lucky dip. I didn't actually pick this shirt out, although I like it, obviously, because I'm wearing it. I got it from a site called T-Fury, where they do a lot of pop culture mashups in their T-shirts. This one, of course, being a mashup between Deadpool and the famous World War II Rosie the Riveter propaganda poster, We Can Do It. Of course, for those who know it, there's Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and it's She Can Do It. And instead of doing the thing, she's just telling him to fuck off. You like the Twitter headlines most? Yeah, it was a funny story. Chicken rung and cops a zinger of a fine. Puns. Media people and their puns. They love it. Ugh. Look, if people haven't fucking worked out, if they don't remember from the first lockdown, the cops, particularly Victorian cops, fucking love exerting their power. Like, they aren't going to give you warnings. They're going to, and even if you're not doing anything wrong, they are going to take great pleasure in fucking hassling you because they can, because they're fucking cops. There were so many examples from the first lockdown of cops being dicks and really enjoying their aggressive fucking powers. Luke, it has been strongly suggested that Melbourne people wear a mask when they go out. Basically, if you're going to be in non-social distancing space, if you can't be sure you'll be able to keep space from people, the recommendation is wear a mask. So if you go out to the shops or anywhere, basically, yeah. Terrashark, yeah, Portland, Oregon cops are. I think the Portland cops are worse, man. I've been seeing the stories, but I think US cops generally are worse than Australian cops generally. You know, on an individual level, you're bound to have some Australian cops that are as bad as any American cop, and you're bound to have some American cops who are quite good. But yeah, having seen the fuckery in the US, just with the police doing incredibly violent attacks on non-violent people is pretty fucking wild to see. That's another one, Luke. Public transport. Hello, Invisible Chicken. Jason, you want the cops to have more incentive. Honestly, the cops don't need more incentive, like getting a bonus for themselves for fines. They just really fucking enjoy exerting power over people. And yeah, when people are doing dumb shit, like, oh, you're just going to have a party. Fuck them. Fuck them. But there are, like, from the first lockdown, there were way too many stories of cops just lording it over people and being complete fucking pricks. Absolutely unnecessarily. Because they fucking love power, man. They fucking love power. Salumi, hello. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Man, me personally, I'm starting like I mean to go on. Not even having a fruit juice tonight. I was going to have a fruit juice. No, fuck it. Fucking Friday. Maybe I should have. I might end up pacing myself. Like I might have a couple of drinks, then feel really drunk and go, okay, time to stop drinking. Maybe have a fruit juice. But this little beauty in its beautiful pristineness is the clarified chocolate daiquiri I made last night while Aidsy was talking, which is basically a daiquiri with creme de cacao in it. And then I did the milk clarification thingy. And I've got just over there friggin' huge clarified pina colada I've made, clarified with coconut, cream of coconut. I whipped up some cream of coconut, especially to make the drink, and I am using the actual cream of coconut as the clarifying agent, and it's almost finished. Using what I've learned, the difference between coconut milk and dairy milk as a clarifying agent for cocktails. When you do it with dairy milk, it curdles and the milk forms quite big, solid curdles that filter out the drink quite effectively. But the coconut milk, it breaks down into very fine. So as you pour through, a lot of the drink goes through without filtering very much. So it's really cloudy. Then you have to put it through again. But then once this really fine-grained, I suppose it's the fat content of the coconut. I don't know if you still call that curds. Once it settles, it really settles, and the drink goes through really slowly. Like, that's been filtering since fucking 5 o'clock, actually. But it's about 3 drinks worth. It's like 6 shots there's 6 shots of the alcohol in that. So I'm not going to drink it all. Might have some tonight, some tomorrow night. Jason, I see both chats in a single thing. So I see all the chat in a single column. Salumi, you got 2 folds from Starwood. Yes, I have that one. Might make something with that. Actually, I was thinking of, because I also have the Starwood pre-mixed old fashioned, and I got some blood oranges from the supermarket. So I'm thinking, got to peel the blood oranges and use. I don't know if the peel will be different to normal orange, but I'm going to peel a bit of the blood orange and spritz it over my old fashioned to make it just, You just gave it a high from lockdown, inside a closed border. Yeah, oh, there you go. Lee wants to give a revelation. Okay. Luke, you got an Uber home from supermarket, front door lock, sit in the back. They're doing, yeah, that makes sense. I'd do that if I was an Uber driver. And hey, Gecko, how you doing? How are you doing? Yes, it is a fine old time that we are having in the old town tonight. What's the thing? That's Jack Nicholson's Joker in that Batman movie. A hot time in the old town tonight. Hey, MB, how are you this fine evening? So you're now initiator on YouTube, Jason. Fair call. YouTube's streaming a bit easier on the bandwidth. That's important. Yeah, Gecko, you're doing the backseat thing for passengers in the rideshare now. That makes perfect sense, my man. Lonely fun. Let's keep each other company here. Because the funny thing is, I was right on the verge of going, I think I'll do less live streams. Like I did the live streams when we were all in lockdown, and now it's relaxing. I'll still do a couple a week because I like them. Maybe I'll throttle back though, because I've been doing it like 5-6 nights a week, and maybe I'll throttle back. I'll do a bit less live streaming, and now we're fucking locked down again. Jesus. Okay, you were struggling to get a video off your iPad onto your computer. The answer was FTP, one of the oldest internet protocols, the file transfer protocol. That's 90 stuff. Oh, that is a point, MB. I could actually do shorter live streams. I just kind of enjoy 2 hours. There's enough time to get rolling, but it's actually, yeah, something. No, it's not too much. I just thought, we're not in lockdown anymore, and now I'm in lockdown, and so it's like, okay, you got to have the social activity happening. That's the thing. Yeah, Luke, at some point I'll throttle back. I have to. One of the big things is I have to get in the headspace to do pre-recorded videos again. That was one thing the fucking Rona and lockdown did to me. I have real trouble getting motivated to make pre-recorded videos. Like I've only done one in the last couple of months. Done fucking shit ton of live streams, but only one pre-recorded. MB, you're on Zoom for 8 hours. Yeah, the online stuff's great. I freaking agree. It's way less stressful than real life socializing. It doesn't show up in Windows Explorer. Too big to email. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, particularly on Apple devices, I'm often at a loss as to how to transfer big files. I'm glad you like the last shut the fuck up video. Gecko, I was going about the COVIDians, the people protesting saying the coronavirus was a hoax. I dislike them. I dislike them intensely. What I'm thinking of, because when I look around me, I'm really depressed because I'm thinking of making a video pointing out that you wait and see. We, as in humanity generally, are going to learn exactly the wrong lessons from the coronavirus, or are not going to act on the obvious truths that we're learning through this pandemic. And that frustrates me. MB, single parent can't go out. Now everyone's in your world. So there you go. Live it up. Live it up. Exactly. Because the big things to me is like, okay, like the outbreak in the Housing Commission towers in Melbourne, where like in one of the towers, virtually, like everyone in the towers got it. Yet in another tower, no one had it. It's so fucking weird. But the design of those towers is so bad and so brutal on the residents that it really highlighted when something like a pandemic happens. Buildings like that are fucking death traps where there's no privacy. Everyone's crammed in. There's only one or two elevators. There's only one entrance exit. Once a contagious disease breaks out, it just is going to rip through the place. Are we going to take the lesson that that is inhumane, that we need to take better of people who need support with housing? Are we shit? That is not going to happen. You just look at those buildings and you can tell what happened. It's like, oh, okay, there are a bunch of people that need support for housing. Okay, I guess we don't want them all on the streets. Well, but let's build a building that's so fucking ugly and so fucking shitty that we can just point it at to the people who hate social welfare and go, oh, well, look, we spent the bare minimum on these not quite people, and we all, and this is the thing, and the really selfish way of looking at it, we all pay the price for putting people in such inhumane conditions as this. But are we going to accept that? No, we're just going to continue to treat marginalized and disadvantaged people like shit. Even though it hurts us, there are so many circumstances where treating marginalized, desperate people badly comes back on us. We're still going to treat them like shit because that's how we are. And oh yeah, okay, MB, you'd been in housing, yeah, and it's shit. And so people think, oh, you're getting it for free, and it's fucking terrible. It's punishing. It's cruel. It's evil. It's shit. Hi, Donna. You got me on a bit of a rant there. But we're not going to learn. Like, we've had this lesson laid out in front of us. This hideous, brutal way of treating people who need housing support is not just horrifically inhumane to those people, but there are so many circumstances where it hurts everyone. We shouldn't do it because it's fucked. We're not going to learn that lesson. And it's been a really clear warning to us, not that we've suffered any really severe problems from it yet. We've suffered minor problems from it. The pandemic disrupting the global supply chain, this fucking neoliberal, out of control, brutal capitalism that tries to push everything down, moves manufacturing offshore to be done by slaves. People are hideously exploited, paid 5 cents an hour to produce a phone that sells for over $1,000. And we do that because neoliberalism says, yes, drive costs down, profits up. And yet then the supply chain gets fucked. And we're like, oh my God, like if our supply chain was seriously, completely balked, we'd run out of fuel, which would subsequently have us run out of food. We'd run out of pharmaceuticals because it's all fucking been offshored. And manufacturing, we've got no manufacturing base. Everything's now manufactured by slaves in other countries. So if that supply chain gets interrupted, nothing gets fucking manufactured. But it's like, oh, but the billionaires would be 10% less rich if more manufacturing was onshore and people were paid a different um, people were paid a better wage and it was onshore. The billionaires would have 10 or even 20% less money. It's like, get fucked. Should drag them all into the public square and turn them upside down and shake them till the money falls out. So look, you're in public housing. Your current place is good, even though other ones have been shitty. I had a heroin dealer next door. Yeah, I mean, I had that when I was in private rental. Oh, yeah, MB, the over policing of like housing is just shit. Yep, I'm with you, Salumi. Keep the jobs here, pay a livable wage, and fuck the billionaires. Yeah, Donna, yes, public housing. Well, there's a huge spectrum of public housing that ranges from, pretty decent to fucking awful. But it's this whole thing of, oh, you don't want to give them something for nothing. Oh, they don't deserve it. Oh. Just like, fucking hell, man. If I was supreme dictator of the world, it's not that I would stop people from making a profit. It's just, I'd audit the profits of companies and they go, oh, we made this profit. Go, yeah, who works for you? What are they being paid? And it's like, no. None of this is going in bonuses to management. None of this is going to shareholders until everyone who produces this wealth has a living wage. None of you motherfuckers are skimming off the top. And particularly just fucking ban slave labor, essentially. Like, it's theoretically illegal anyway, but in practice, it's, the exploitation around the world that is seriously indiscernible from slavery. It's just the worst and shouldn't be possible. Yes. See, Kirsten is highlighting not just Kirsten's own distillery, Starwood, but a significant number of the hundreds of distilleries in Australia are using local product. Just one of the many reasons to support Australian with your booze buying, besides local jobs, etc., fucking environmentally and human rights wise, so much better. So much better. Yeah, no, MB, you're right. The housing thing is a vicious circle of it's so hard to break the cycle. And good on you. I mean, it shouldn't be as hard as it was for you, but good on you for being able to break that cycle. Shouldn't have been as hard as it was, but yeah, you can get there. And then you're in Minchinbury. It's a wine district. There you go. So, Kirsten, I got some blood orange from the supermarket, some actual oranges, blood oranges. So I'm going to do a Starwood old fashioned tonight and spritz it with some blood orange peel. See if that's. I don't know if the oils from a blood orange have any different qualities to like a navel orange, but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do that a little bit later. Maybe after this one, actually. And then I'll get into the Pina Colada because it's Pina Colada Day. Dun, 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 dun. I just realized recently, looking at these calendars, what is it the day of? There's been all these very summery drinks. And I go, oh, of course, because all these things are made up in America and it's summer in America. So it's been Mai Tai Day and Pina Colada Day and all these really very summery drinks having their day. God, I was trying to think. Oh, my brain just fucking fails. Oh, we're all Blood Orange fans. Nice. Yes, MB, if you like Pina Colada and Getting Caught in the Rain. The two weirdest things to me about that song, the Pina Colada song, for those who don't know it, or you've just heard, if you like Pina Coladas and Getting Caught in the Rain, and you've never really listened to the lyrics, it's basically a dude is bored with his old lady, and he sees a thing in the personals ad in the paper, which is a thing that used to happen. There was no swipe left, swipe right. In the 70s, you were looking at the personals in the newspaper, and he sees this ad that says, if you like pina coladas and Getting Caught in the Rain, if you're not into health food, if you have half a brain, if you like making love at midnight in the dunes by the Cape, I'm the love that you looked for, write to me and escape. So he answers, basically says, yes, I like pina coladas. And so he arranges to meet up with this person at a bar or something. And it turns out to be his old lady. And then it's like, it's only you. But then it's like, hey, I didn't know you liked pina coladas and Getting Caught in the Rain. And so, I don't know, their love is rekindled. And I'm like, what the fuck? You were both, it was such a shit relationship that you were both so bored and you both communicate so poorly. You don't know the basics of what the other one wants. And you haven't communicated to the other party what you want, and you're so lazy that you're just going, you are both going out there looking for someone else to fuck. And when you meet up realizing you are both just going to cheat on each other, it's like, let's just think that's dumb. The second weird thing is that was the 70s when ugly dudes could be pop stars. Look it up. Dude's ugly. Like you have to be pretty these days to be a pop star. Ooh, Salumi, you want to do something fancy with the twofold? Okay, let's find a good whiskey cocktail. What do you have on hand is the first big one, because I mean I have a couple of go-tos for whiskey cocktails. Yeah, old fashioned is the big one. I got to do an Aussie walkabout Boulevardier with the twofold. But yeah, you know, you could make a Manhattan, an old fashioned. Depends what you have. MB, you want a sugar mama? Hey, why not? Okay. Who doesn't want someone to take care of them, basically? Yeah, I mean, whiskey sour is one of my all-time favorites. Love a whiskey sour. In fact, I might do that. I haven't made a whiskey sour with the twofold. I think so. You know, there's the obvious ones. There's Manhattan, old fashioned, whiskey sour. Oh, that's an interesting one. There's a drink called a John Collins, which is just a whiskey sour topped with soda or lemonade. A mint julep. An Algonquin, one that's got pineapple and whiskey. And dry vermouth. There you go. Oh, another New Orleans cocktail, Vieux Carré. So that's whiskey, cognac, and vermouth, and Benedictine, and bitters. So yes, we've got to work out what you actually have. You have gin, vodka, soda water, simple syrup, raspberry, triple sec, creme de menthe. Okay, that is a lot. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're talking about twofold. That's I'll show you. I have two Starwood products. This is Starwood twofold. It's an Australian whiskey, and it's called Twofold because it's made from the base is 2 grains. Flavor-forward Australian whiskey matured in Australian red wine barrels. This ambitious expression marries 2 quintessentially Australian grains, wheat and malted barley. There you go. So it's not a single grain, it's a double grain thing. And I've got this one, which is the Starward Old Fashioned. It's a pre-made Old Fashioned cocktail based in Starward whiskey. Gecko going out of here, working on edit and videos. Stabilization locked onto a stationary point of a building. Ooh, I've never done that. No, I've never done that stabilized video stuff. I would suggest Google. Luke, is AG joining? I don't know. I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see if he shows up. Ah, that's a killer drink. Okay, Kirsten, with the go-to for you, Salumi. Twofold, some raspberry syrup, lemon juice, shaken, topped with soda. That I've got all those components. I might do that. That just sounds great. Ooh. So Kirsten, are you saying soda just to say it, or is there like a fever tree tonic that would go with that? Annette, hi with the big hi. See, I might do the last of my old fashioned. That's actually probably more than one drink, but I might just do it anyway. And spritz some blood orange syrup on it. Yeah, that you most definitely should make that one, Salumi. Kirsten on the money. Twofold with raspberry syrup, lemon juice. Shake that. Put it in a glass, ice, top with soda. Oh, that sounds very good. All right. Yes. Okay. I just need a peeler. I got to get a bit of peel off my blood orange. Where's my peeler at? I've got some fresh limes, one weird lemon, and some blood oranges. I'm going to juice these, and I'm also going to peel them. Oh, what am I doing? All right. You know what? I'm going to be filthy and just use the same glass. Soda like a Tom Collins. Okay. Oh, yes. The stream Kirsten and I were watching tonight was all about the Tom Collins. Maybe I should, actually. I'm going to get a fresh glass. Put some ice in it. Because I've been chilling my glasses. All right. A rocks glass. Put a rock in it. Do, 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 do. 30 mils of twofold, 20 mils raspberry, 15 mils lemon. There we go. There we go. That's got the makings of a classic. A red Collins? Yes, I think that should be called a red Collins. That's my declaration. So you can see, actually, I don't know if you can see, this is a bit reddish for an orange. The inside will be very red, but I'm going to do an old-fashioned. I could, yeah, I think it's like, you know, the thing we've got, it's more than one drink and less than 2 drinks. So it's going to be 1 drink. You served me well, Starwood. All right, you're gone. What's happening in Glenelg? Luke? I think maybe it's just generally don't go to Glenelg, isn't it? Donnie, you watched the Angry Aussie Go Fuck Yourself video. Which one is that? I feel like I said that in a lot of videos. MB, do people give me shit and say I'm an alcoholic because he loves this? Yes, they do. But I kind of know I'm not because I don't drink all the time. And in fact, I can resist. You see my drinks cart behind me? My workstation's right there. And I never have a drink during the day. So Oh my god, that smells great. There's such good oils in this orange. So you got to squeeze the peel over the whiskey sour. Sorry, not whiskey sour. It's just an old fashioned. So get a bit of orange oil on the surface of the drink. Wipe it around the rim of the glass. So you basically get the orange aromatics every time you take a sip. And just drop the old twist in there. Classic old fashioned. And that's all I say. Oh, and then no drinking before 5 p.m. Basically, it's not unknown if I'm out for lunch to have a drink with lunch. But yeah. Yeah, exactly, Kirsten. That's our catchphrase with buying all the booze. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm supporting small business. Oh, Jesus, Luke. Some guy came from Victoria, refused to sell photos, like, oh my God, this is so fucking. All an old fashioned is, and an old fashioned was the cocktail. Back in the day, like in the 1800s, if someone said they wanted a cocktail, they meant an old fashioned. And that ended up becoming known as an old fashioned cocktail. And somewhere along the line, all mixed drinks became known as cocktails. And then this was specifically the old fashioned. But there were drinks. There was a cocktail, and there was things like a fizz, a flip, a julep, and there were all these things, and they all meant a particular, and a sour, and they all meant a particular thing. And this was, well, it didn't have to be whiskey, actually. It's basically an old fashioned is a spirit that's been sweetened, so a little bit of sugar or sugar syrup, and bitters, aromatic bitters. And that's an old fashioned. And for me, the topper is always a bit of orange. Spritz the orange oil over it is just freaking great. This is a whiskey old fashioned. You can have a rum old fashioned, tequila old fashioned, all of those things. Old fashioned just means spirit sweetened with bitters. It is good. This one, oh, is it good, Donna? The good old, the Starwood old fashioned won a global competition for best premixed cocktail. So the house-made bitters with Australian botanicals, it's very unique. Yeah, look, how'd they find him? He was probably being a dickhead. I don't know. But they are meant to keep tabs on the people who are supposed to be isolating. But yeah. MB, can't wait to act like talking about hipster white colleagues with this information. No, that's good. Incidentally, if you want tips for making non-alcoholic drinks, because I've made a few interesting fruit cocktails recently. One tip I'd give you is find out how to make your own syrups, and it's dead easy. Syrups are usually 50% sugar and 50% something else. Like homemade grenadine, which is pomegranate syrup. Just get like pomegranate juice with, this is assuming you like pomegranate juice with no additives, and then just a little pot on the stove, 50% pomegranate juice and 50% sugar, which is, obviously really decadent. Don't boil it, just warm it, and stir until the sugar's all dissolved, and then keep that in a bottle in the fridge. And it's like a cordial. So like soda or lemonade with a little bit of homemade grenadine, which is this pomegranate syrup, and yeah, just a couple, like literally whatever juices you have, just splashes of I've used cranberry and grapefruit and orange and whatnot. Just really taste sensations. The other one, which I made today to make my pina colada thing, or cream of coconut, which is just coconut milk. And again, it's 50% sugar, like 50%, you weigh it out, 50% coconut milk, 50% sugar, really low heat, warm it. Again, you don't want to boil it, you just want to warm it. Stir until the sugar is melted, and it goes from being the sort of thick white that coconut milk is to being a bit thinner and translucent, sort of a pearly color. But you want a good drink, make your own cream of coconut like that, just coconut milk from the supermarket, and not coconut water, coconut milk. Make a little concoction that's 50% coconut milk, 50% sugar, warm it up, stir till the sugar's dissolved. Keep that in a bottle in the fridge. Then you do like lemonade or soda, a glop of your cream of coconut and pineapple juice or any sort of tropical juice in there. Fucking great. Oh, no, sorry, MB. The pomegranate juice is one thing. What I like to do is mix them in the glass, not mix them all. So it's like, in your glass, ice, lemonade or soda, depending how you like it. Oh, okay, I said milk. Forget I said milk. Or it's coconut milk. That was a different thing. So pomegranate syrup is one thing. Cream of coconut is another. You could put them in the same, but I wouldn't. So make them yourself because they're really easy. Pomegranate syrup, just 50% pomegranate juice, 50% sugar. Mix, and then it's like a cordial. Cream of coconut is 50% coconut milk and 50% sugar. Again, low heat, stir till the sugar melts or dissolves. And you don't want to boil it. It's just on a very low heat to get it warm because then it's easier to blend the sugar in. Keep those in a bottle in the fridge. One I'd recommend is like, use it like a cordial. So, half fill a glass with ice and lemonade or soda, and then splash in the grenadine. The pomegranate syrup is grenadine, homemade grenadine. So splash in the grenadine and a couple of other juices, whatever you have. Like I said, I've done it with cranberry, grapefruit, orange juice, all good. Apple juice would probably be good as well. So basically just make a little fruit cocktail with whatever juices you have, and that's so good. But if you want a tropical one, you make that cream of coconut, 50% coconut milk, 50% sugar, mix it all in, keep it in the fridge. Then you go, again, soda or lemonade, cream of coconut, pineapple, basically any sort of tropical fruits, tropical fruit juices, and mix that in. And it's such a good drink. A lovely little non-alcoholic fruit cocktail. Because I'm a big proponent, and if someone is not drinking for whatever reason, there are a million valid reasons to not want to drink alcohol. Nothing shits me more than someone who tries to coerce someone to drink alcohol when that person doesn't want to drink alcohol. There's nothing that says your non-alcoholic drinks can't be fun and interesting and mixed up. Donna, no, not any juice, milk, sugar. Okay, I feel like I'm jumbling things up. Yeah, juice with soda and the syrup. Yeah, it's fucking great. Like soda or lemonade, the syrup that you've made, whether that's the pomegranate syrup or the coconut syrup, and then juices that go with it, and just stir, and it's such a nice drink. So, Donna, the suggestions of types of syrup. Pomegranate syrup, also known as grenadine, 50% pomegranate juice with no additives, preferably, 50% sugar. Mix it. Easiest way, if you're really patient, you can just mix it in a bowl or a pot until it, all the sugar's mixed in. Or if you put it on a low heat, it does it sooner. Coconut milk, 50% coconut milk, 50% sugar, makes a concoction known as cream of coconut. That is fucking great. Again, soda, cream of coconut, pineapple, guava, whatever tropical juice you have. Oh, it's such a good drink. But in terms of syrups, there's a thing I use in cocktail that's called sugar syrup. The simplest sugar syrup is 50% water, 50% sugar. But if you see all the different sugars at the supermarket, like you get unrefined sugar or brown sugar or demerara sugar, it's sugars with more flavor. So if you make a sugar syrup out of those flavors, if you make a sugar syrup out of those sugars, it's a more distinctive flavor. But it doesn't have to be a plain sugar syrup. Like if you make something that's just water, sugar, and then do something like crush raspberries into it, and then you'll get a raspberry syrup. You know, the world's your oyster, just whatever you can imagine. And most supermarkets have pomegranate juice in them. Is he okay? No, AZ has just gotten out of hospital. For all I know, he's back in hospital. He refused to admit it, but he was looking very tired last night in his first day at home. And I haven't heard from him today. Yes, we're all worried about him. I'll message him and see if he answers. Like during the stream when he wasn't really paying attention when I said, you actually look pretty fucking wasted. And he's going, no, I'm fine. I actually sent him a text off to the side that basically said I was going to play bad cop if he looked really bad and wouldn't admit it. I just said, no, you actually look really shit. And then he actually, I saw, because he took the warning that I'd basically said, no, you actually look really shit. And I'm not going to sort of be party to that. And he like, right. And he put a big effort into Perk. Oh, no. I don't know if he's back in hospital, but it wouldn't surprise me because he thought he should have been back in hospital. Donna, AZ has a range of truly horrific chronic illnesses. But what had happened recently is because he's partially crippled, needs a walking stick, and the chronic pain was causing sleep deprivation, which meant he wasn't very alert, and he was falling over a lot to the extent he gave himself a concussion, a quite bad, probably several bad concussions. And he ended up in hospital, and he's having very big problems with his physical dexterity at the moment because of these falls. He spent a couple of weeks, by couple, I mean, I don't even remember if it was 2, 3, 4 weeks. It was a while. It was a while he was in hospital. And then they turfed him out yesterday morning. Yeah, we had the GoFundMe page to try and make, and it worked. He's got like a iPad that he could communicate with us in, which was fucking great. Luke, about half the hospital staff love AZ and about half of them hate him. It's toss a coin. Yeah, MB, that sums it up. You name it, AZ's got it. It all started when he was about 30. He was a strapping young lad, but he got rheumatoid arthritis, which is this weird thing where your fucking body's immune system attacks you. Your own body attacks you. And the treatment for that was chemotherapy, which was to fucking kill his body's immune response. And it worked, but it actually permanently fucked his body's immune response. And all these joints were really fucked up permanently by this rheumatoid arthritis. So he's like had a walking stick since then. And because his immune system was fucked to hell, it left him susceptible to all sorts of opportunistic infections. And boy, howdy, did opportunistic infections make their home in him. right up to a flesh-eating bacteria that traditionally has about a 97% fatality rate. He's one of the 3% that didn't die. Incredibly rare for him to get that and not die. Yes, Donna, thank you for your donation. Thanks to everyone who did donate to AIDS's GoFundMe or shared it with friends. Yeah, Donna, AIDS's immune system is so fucked. It's basically almost indistinguishable from having HIV-acquired AIDS. He doesn't have, he never contracted HIV. He doesn't technically have AIDS, but his immune system is so fucked, it's basically indistinguishable from AIDS. Initiator, yeah, AIDS, because it was AIDS' 50th birthday, and he needed a bit of. Look, I will post the link. So many people have been so fucking fantastic in supporting him, and it's not just the money. The money is good, absolutely, but just the show of support from people, and little things like on top of getting support in the GoFundMe. Also getting like this card from Kelly. I mean, his eyes just lit up. Yeah. Initiator, is his immune system so fucked the disease is defending? No, I think he's like Mr. Burns. You know that episode of The Simpsons where they said he has everything, but all the diseases are trying to attack at once, so they get stuck? I think that's what AIDS has. I really think that's what he has. So, Luke, how is he alive? No one knows. Oh, yeah, let's do Angry Bunch. Fuck, what am I talking about? Let's do Angry Bunch. Don't know why I didn't do this sooner, but it's good. That's the way they became the Angry Bunch. So that's the link. Anyone who wants to, feel free, click and join, and we shall have hangs because it's a Friday night and we should hang out. I can have 10 people, counting me, so I can have 9 guests. Yeah, Initiator, I think lots of strong drugs. I think AIDSy thinks not enough strong drugs. Donna, the Angry Bunch is where we're like the Brady Bunch. Add people one by one. Hey, Lee, how's it going?
Hello.
So, Annette's going to go make a drink. That's cool. How's the world been treating you, Lee? Someone trying to attract your attention. Hey, Salumi, how you going?
Hey.
Oh, and there's Kelly. See, this is where it becomes the Angry Bunch because we start flinging swear.
Well, all you have to do you reminded me of donating to AIDS's GoFundMe because it's been on my to-do list and my brain has not been the best. So I'm like, I remember. Do it now.
Oh, well,
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just everyone's support has been so, like I said, everything from moral support to sharing it to donating. He honestly didn't believe it would work. He's going, would people do that? And I was going, dude, people love you, okay? It's like, and from people from YouTube, from these streams, from his old friends from college, because there's a Facebook group where we did our theatre course together. People from that kicked in, friends, and even some of it. We're so old, we're amazed some of our lecturers are still alive. It's like, So it's kind of like, you're still alive. Because I don't want to be too mean, but some of them aren't. Every now and then one of them drops off. And we, that guy's it. But from everyone. Oh, yeah, Kirsten, I love the hair too. Salumi, you've gone from yellow to red now.
It's actually orange, but you can't see in this light. Hang on, I'll go put on the big light.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I can see it.
It's a bit...
No, sorry. The fairy lights behind you just really picked it up. Yeah. Whoa, yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's fantastic.
And for some reason, my feed's showing really delayed on my computer. So, like... I'm only just watching you react to my hair.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll manage the delay somehow.
Oh, Daddy, did you know that
Yep. Oh no, my drink's empty. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right. I am
could
working
just,
out how to because I failed.
MB's so enamored of your hair. She wants to actually go that way too.
And excuse the like washing hanging around because that's part of what the big light off.
My mum has been trying to convince me to do something with my hair for years.
It's one of those things of once you start, you don't stop.
Yeah, that's what happened with her.
Yeah. I had a friend. Sorry, Lily, what were you saying?
Oh yeah, my revelation is
Yeah, you had a revelation, yes.
that Donald Trump has a doppelganger in Australia.
Okay, that's worse than a doppelganger of you stalking AIDSy. That's just a Trump doppelganger. That's
the doppelganger is a female and she's a politician.
Do you mean spiritually or in looks?
Not in looks, spiritually.
Which one are you thinking?
Pauline.
Oh, yeah. Initiator, buddy, how you doing?
Good, mate.
See? So, oh God, we're talking about reunions. Catherine's saying she went to a primary school reunion and the teacher that taught her and her uncle is still alive. Shocker. Okay. Catherine thinks, is Pauline's red hair a tribute to Donald dyeing his hair as well? But who knows? Yeah, Luke, I reckon Luke's right. He's saying Clive Palmer definitely clearly models himself on Donald Trump. That's not even talking smack. That is something that Clive Palmer would proudly say yes to. Jason, what have you been up to, man?
Sitting at home.
Yeah, like all of us. Cool. Here we are, sitting at home.
I'm in Queensland, so I can get out a little bit.
Ooh, nice.
No way.
Kind of jealous.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. All right, I'm going to check my Pina Colada over here. Oh, yeah, it's done.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to put it... Actually, I'm going to just pour some of it into my glass. Look at this. This was a coconutty Pina Colada. Oh, I think I got a ping from...
I heard that. What are you freaking out for? What are you doing?
What's he doing? What's he doing? That was AZ. Let's see. What's he doing? What's he doing? Okay. He's occupied. Okay, I just let him know we're all thinking of him. Oh, MB's joining. Oh, sorry, MB. I'm going to click the button. Hey, MB, how are you doing?
Hey. Well, my feet's
All right.
back to being able to see where I'm at.
Oh,
MB,
cool.
your hair's really cool.
It's really faded. It's gone green.
Yeah, but
Looks
it's
like
still
balls.
cool.
What color was it?
It was like aqua and purple and blue.
They're so hard to maintain those colors, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I'm hesitating because of maintenance.
Yeah. I was amazed, though, that yellow that I had in my hair actually didn't really fade for the 6 weeks. So had I actually stayed with that color, it probably could have lasted for a while longer. But yeah, I'd already booked in, and Mario was like, "We're doing orange." And I was like, "All right."
Didn't quite work
Does
out.
anyone else feel like Lee's putting us in a box at the moment?
Yep.
I'm sure you had some interesting face pulling on my end before when I was trying to remember how to make my keyboard cooperate because it was throwing a tantrum. I'm going to turn that big light off now so that my washing's not visible.
Don't worry, dude, I've got Uber Eats rubbish on the floor.
Talking about maintaining colors, Kirsten saying she's having a hard time trying to maintain her pink.
Yes, always hard.
Yeah. Oh, God, speaking about Donald Trump as if he's not bad enough, the whole thing with Kanye saying he's running. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah, the last publicity stunt
Yeah,
politician.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
what happened the last time you guys voted for a narcissistic celebrity?
Yeah, he won. And that's the thing. You're right, Kelly. Trump clearly only did it as a publicity stunt. He clearly did not want to win, and it just
didn't expect
happened.
to.
It did. I think he even had like a TV deal or something set like in the works or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the lead up to the election, because Trump's so petulant, he might at the last second saying, I'm not even running for a second term. Because if it becomes clear he's going to get smashed in the election, I still think he's going to win because good things don't happen anymore.
I know.
But say if he thinks, particularly because if this is the depressing thing, if COVID hits nightmare levels in the US like I think it's going to, and because his management of it has been so bad, if that makes people go, it's all his fault. And he goes, I don't want to deal with it anymore. If at the last minute he just says he's not even running, that would be, okay.
That would be
it theoretically mean that he can't lose, but at this time it would also be a way of admitting defeat. And he'd have to recognize that he wouldn't win.
Yeah.
And would he actually do that?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
No.
No, it's
I
really
think David Byrne would make a better president.
Oh, pretty much anyone would make a better president. I occasionally bait Biden supporters online by saying the endorsement that Biden is better than Trump is like the lowest bar in all of history. And yes, he is. He's still rubbish as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, he's definitely better than Trump. People should definitely vote for him ahead of Trump. But he still sucks.
Yeah, he's a KKK member, though, Biden.
Trump is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, he was raised that way. His dad was arrested at a Klan rally. Trump was raised with Klan values. He's always been friggin' racist. Yeah. Oh, Kirsten, just think because I was worried about a future nightmare, like it's not a nightmare now. Look, everything can always get worse. That's all I'm saying.
Always.
True.
Yeah. And yeah, nice things don't happen anymore, so I just always expect bad things to happen.
I said that yesterday.
I used to be friends with. Sorry.
I said it couldn't get worse yesterday, and then the internet went out today.
Yeah, see? That's Jay.
Don't think it's tempting fate.
Things can't get any worse. Oh, good. Does anyone else read Discworld books? Terry Pratchett's Discworld books?
Not for
me. No, I haven't, but I've heard of them.
They're very funny.
Sounds
He
like
has weird things like if someone says things can't get worse, something horrible will happen immediately. But they had one where these guys were trying to say like they were trying to shoot a dragon, I think, and they're going, but it's only got one weak spot. It's 1,000,000 to 1 chance. And they go, oh, but that's 1,000,000 to 1 chances always come through. And then they had this big argument. Is it really 1,000,000 to 1 chance? I don't think it's and so to try and make it 1,000,000 to 1 chance, they had this guy on a roof, blindfolded, standing on his head, just listening for where the dragon was. And they're like, yep, this is definitely 1,000,000 to 1 shot. This is absolutely going to work. So, it's hard for me to see. Zvan, how you doing, man?
Oh, not bad.
Good. We're at the stage where it was hard for me to see someone else waiting. So I apologize if you were waiting for a while.
Oh no, I was waiting for like 15 seconds or something.
Cool.
That's not a bad turnaround time.
Good.
Oh yeah, there's one person I used to be friends with.
Yeah.
Avi Yamini.
Come here.
So which one?
And then he told me he was a Trump supporter, so I'm like, you're not my friend anymore.
Yeah, no, that's
well,
yeah,
actually, it wasn't that. It was many other things.
No,
Many other things.
I don't want to talk about it.
Many other things.
Cool.
My
Like,
my
you know, being
parents
on
are friends with Trump supporters. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I get astounded at the people who go, "Oh, I'm an adult because I can be friends with people of differing political opinions." Yeah, there's differing political opinions, and there's people who don't think that I'm a valid person because I'm non-binary or because I'm biologically female. And I'm just not okay with that shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's like does pineapple go on pizza is an opinion.
Yeah.
Questioning the validity of people
Is it
based
though?
on race, ethnicity, gender, identity, sexuality. No, that's not opinions. That's being a piece of shit.
Exactly. Oh, you can't get on my lap. There's a computer on the lap.
Yeah, I basically consider the distinction between opinion and belief is whether or not you consider it a worldview, as in it affects more than just you.
Yeah.
But if it's an opinion, then it's just your subjective belief.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
you liking something or yeah.
Yeah. Rugby is
That's
better
why I
than
would
soccer is an
gladly-
opinion. White people are better than black people. Not an opinion. That's
No.
fucking shittery there. Oh, Nettie must have a drink. She's going to join us. Hey, man. Hey,
Hello,
how you doing?
I'm good. I got a double chocolate martini.
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Spoiled for choice. Right. I'm going to save some of my pink. Oh, God. I've now decided my new number one drink is a milk clarified pina colada, which is what this is. And I just drank. I made about 3 drinks worth of it, and I just had one. I'm like, I might save the rest for date night tomorrow night because I've got to do a cocktail menu for date night. So, I've got to try something out because Mrs. Angry wants me to make something with creme de menthe. I got in the Murphy sale. I got to make a creme de menthe cocktail and see what it tastes like.
Well, grasshopper.
Yeah, good old grasshopper.
The cat.
That reminds me of going to nightclubs in year 12.
Yeah. It's a bit dodgy. It's a bit dodgy.
It was the only cocktail I knew.
Pina coladas and Long Island iced teas are what I think of when I was 18, because back in Adelaide there used to be a club called Mansions. It doesn't exist anymore. But they used to do $10 cocktail jugs. So we'd start the night there and get shit-faced and then walk the other side of town and go to the golf clubs.
The golf clubs?
Yeah.
Enigma and Black
I'm so boring. I don't have these stories.
It was a good time. Trying to walk across town a couple of jugs in, that was interesting.
Yeah. But then you got the London in Rundle where they don't really let you get drunk.
They used to.
So no,
Finding friends out of the London.
Andrew, did you ever live in Sydney at all?
I lived in Sydney for 10 years.
So did you ever go to Chasers in Epping?
No, I was not out Epping way. I was like in the inner west for most of Epping was a long way away from where I lived.
I lived on the North Shore for a bit.
Yeah.
Staff has asked how long it takes to walk from like one side of town to the other. You were literally just walking from like one side of Rundle Mall across the mall, which is maybe 10, 15 down the street, which is Hindley Street, obviously, that's got all the strip clubs and bars. Yeah. So, and we used to just walk from the mall. I've got to be careful. I'm holding a knife because I've got cheese. Don't stab myself. Walk from the mall. Down through the mall, because it was way at the other end, down through the mall while drunk, and there's no toilets open, and every club on the way to the golf clubs had a cover fee. So you had to walk a 20 to 25-minute walk in winter cold, drunk 18-year-olds, all going, we can't go to the bathroom. Everyone hurry, 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 hurry.
Wow.
Yeah, but the alcohol kept you warm, didn't it?
And depending
exercise.
you'd rush, and you could tell who hadn't gone to the bathroom before we left by who was leading the pack because they were charging down.
Yeah.
Oh,
They tend to always find these through the night.
They used
That
to
sounds a bit like a Wollongong experience. I dare say that there were some similarities between. So you are talking about Canberra, right? Or is it Adelaide?
Adelaide.
Sorry. Okay. Wollongong's not as big as Adelaide, I don't think, in the 90s, maybe.
It'd be close.
There were 2 clubs in Wollongong. We used to go down because we have friends from Wollongong. And there were 2 clubs. There was the Oxford and there was the Post Office Tavern. When the Oxford closed, everyone went to the Post Office Tavern. And when the Post Office Tavern closed, everyone came out, postured, the blokes postured with each other and the bouncers like this. And sometimes someone got biffed. And then everybody went down to the mall to try and find kebabs. No one could remember where the kebab shops were, but they were there somewhere. And it was just milling around. And then there were the off-duty cops who patrolled the place with gigantic mag lights.
Damn.
Telling the loitering drunken teenagers to go home.
I still think one of my favourite drinking nights was for St. Paddy's weekend. I got a bit of work up at Broken Hill, so I went with a couple of girls I'd worked like the South Australian races with, because that's how we picked up the job. Someone had seen us working and then offered us the job after we'd finished. So we drove up. They paid for our petrol, paid for our accommodation, and I was just serving Coronas the entire weekend, which is great because then after we'd finished shift at the pub that we were at, we would then get taken out by all the teachers and the principal who were not much older than we were. And they take us to the only club that stayed open at night and pay for all our drinks because they were like, we're working full time, you're not. We're paying for drinks. And it was great, except I did have a guy try to be a bit too creepy and he then got sacked and everyone found out what had happened. So he got left in Broken Hill with no way out.
Whoa!
Don't fuck with people in the country because as soon as the boss found out, everyone in the town knew what happened. And the next day they were like, are you okay? And I was like, well, yes, because I was fortunate that people intervened. But
yeah.
Then that guy found his way out of Broken Hill with no friends.
Oh, no.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
Don't drink Broken Hill water. No.
Don't drink Broken Hill water.
I was sick for the next day. That was hilarious.
Oh my god.
Or Mount Gambier water.
You're blaming there was something in the water.
Yeah, the first night we didn't go too hard and she'd had mostly water and then didn't think about the fact it was tap water.
Right.
And so the next day than we were and we were working.
Oh. Oh, no.
Yeah, I tried to drink water last night and it didn't go very well for me.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Where are you? Sorry, where are you, Kelly?
I'm in Queensland. It wasn't the water's fault. It was fine. It just my esophagus didn't work properly for a second. Yeah.
Oh, so you inhaled some water. You didn't drink it.
It basically locked up. So yeah. It thought it was suffocating. It thought I was going to drown. And so, yeah.
Closed up.
Yep.
Damn. All right. I'm making a drink that's called an Emerald Isle, which is just 1.5 shots of gin, just a splash of creme de menthe, and it's gone absolutely green with just the tiniest amount of creme de menthe and some bitters. So
if you can hear a bird tweeting in the background, it's because Opie found his favourite toy and will not leave it alone.
I had a thing in work. I've had so many meetings like online meetings for work in the last couple of days, and in one today, which is about my 10th in 2 or 3 days, so I'm probably a bit ragged. Behind me in the kitchen, Mrs. Angry had picked up Mimsy because it's Mrs. Angry who feeds Mimsy. So whenever Mimsy sees her, it's like, "Oh, you're going to feed me? Is it more food? Is it more food?" And Mrs. Angry likes to pick her up and goes, "Oh, you just want a hug, don't you?" And picks her up and goes, "Meow." And Mimsy does this like a squeaky toy when you hug her. You go, "Meow, meow, meow." And in the background, while I'm talking in this meeting, is this constant nah. Like it's not even a cat noise. It's just this nah. And I ignored it for a while. And then I just said to everyone in the meeting, I have to stop. I'm about to crack up laughing. A cat's in the background making cranky cat noises. And then they all just laughed and went, I thought that was a parrot. And then I lost it. I was just laughing, and so it was this big sort of tension relief for all of us of like, oh yeah, working from home, shit happens. It was just like,
yeah.
I think people can be more human now. Now we've got some more experience with these things. And the children things.
It was really funny.
Someone was talking to a really important editor. I can't remember where this came from now. I can't remember if it was a conversation or something I saw on telly. But they were saying that they were talking to a really important publishing editor, or they went into their meeting. And instead of getting the editor, they got a little girl who sort of pops up like, "Mummy can't come. She's doing a poo."
Oh, no.
That's just the best.
So this morning we had a team meeting and someone was out for a jog, joining into the meeting.
Yeah.
And he immediately got to the door and his kids had locked him out and they were asking him for the password.
Oh no!
What's the password? Let me in. That was really funny.
Best. That is so good.
Oh, how to lose your authority.
Yeah. All right.
This is the point.
Dad.
God, there were a couple of funny ones on the BBC in the last week.
Yeah.
Favorite was when the guy tried to humour the little girl who was running around in the background and saying to the reporter who was doing the live sort of feed from home, "Oh, what's her name?" And said, "Oh, that's whatever her name is. I forget, Mandy." And the little girl hears the guy on the screen ask her name. So she was just about to walk when she heard that, and she just pokes her head back and goes, "What's his name?" And the mother's going, just leave. "No, what's his name?" And the guy's saying,
"Oh, I remind me of Becky, the Irish girl."
So good. It was so fun.
I went to demolish my school.
You can't even see sort of how green my drink is because it
looks more blue because of your
orange light probably.
Fake colours, but it is just there's literally only a splash of creme de menthe, and it's gone so green. Oh, okay. I'm having to. That's not bad.
I got the cutest little planner stickers this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're for this. Well, you can probably see it. There. Can you see they've got little
laptops?
No, I love her store.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's terrific. Because there's going to be a lot of these, and I've got a big family planner, big paper family planner that hangs on the wall. So one of these for each, angry bunch and other meetings.
Excellent.
Fox and Cactus have some really cute stuff too.
Yeah.
Who does?
Fox and Cactus. They're a Queensland store, and they're another small business. They're amazing.
On Etsy.
They've got their own standalone site. They used to be on Etsy.
I get this from that planner girl. But I get them. I get heaps of stuff. Heaps of stuff. I am a sucker for cute little bits and bobs to put on my planners.
Yes,
I'm
I get
one of
heaps
those
of stuff
girls.
like this arrived in the mail today.
Ooh.
Oh, well, that's the grown-up stuff,
That
isn't
looks
it?
nice.
Interestingly, I don't know if Kirsten's still in chat, but they've changed the labeling. It used to just be called macadamia liqueur, and now they're calling it macadamia and wattle seed liqueur. Oh, Lee went out and he's back. Hey, Lee.
And
So
My feed stuffed up.
that's okay. This stuff is great, made in Cape Byron in New South Wales. But yeah, they've changed the label a little bit, so now it's officially macadamia and wattle seed liqueur. In fact, I actually, in my Pina Colada, which is normally just rum and pineapple and coconut, I thought, you know what would go really well in that? And so I put some of the macadamia liqueur in it as well. So it just tastes like a dessert. It's friggin' great.
Yeah.
So what exactly is wattle seed? I'm
It's
Kiwi. I don't.
It's seed of wattle.
it is literally the seed from a waterflower. And it's actually a fairly common ingredient in a lot of Australian spirits, particularly
It's really
a lot
nice.
of gins use wattle seed.
Let's see if my liqueur has that in it.
Oh, Stella's just noticed your new hair color, Salumi. So, and sorry, I don't think I even said hello to you, Stella. Hi. Kirsten has a couple of friends at the Cape Byron Distillery. I couldn't resist. This stuff is just so tasty. Like putting it with something like creme de cacao. Actually, this creme de cacao and a banana liqueur, and you've got yourself a banana split with nuts cocktail.
You've got to try this at some point.
Ooh, what's that one?
Of course, it's so freaking white.
Island Sting.
Island
It's
Sting.
a island honey liqueur called Island Sting.
Yeah.
And it's got wild fennel, citrus, and cloves in it. And it's made at Chain of Ponds in Adelaide, so it's really close to where a couple of friends live.
Yeah.
It's so nice because it's not super sweet because it's got the clove and the fennel through it. It gives it that earthiness.
Yep.
So it's I've had it for a while and I've not made much of a dint in it just because I don't have much like other than gin that I really drink with these kind of flavors. So I'm still trying to figure out what else I can make with it.
I'm going to have to show off my new bottle too.
Yes. Well, we've all been doing bloody isolation booze buying.
Except for me, I did isolation chocolate buying.
That's important too.
Yeah, and they're Australian made too. Yep. I think they're even Queensland made. But yeah, I got a bunch of different types of truffles and stuff like that. I got free shipping because I'm doing like a free shipping thing. So,
cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, because I was sick last night, I haven't had any today.
Nice. So, what was that from 23rd Street, Nettie?
Not your Nana's brandy.
Yes, I've got some of that. I was going to make something with that tonight. Yes.
I don't know brandy well enough to be able to give it a critique, but it seems to be a milder taste compared to St. Agnes.
Yeah, and I even compared it to like I've got the French one's a cognac and and Jason's just doing a V, which is fine.
I can't do those
tonight, mate. But
I can't do
favorite brandy is I got this Japanese brandy from it's a whiskey bar in Russell Street in Melbourne called the Whiskey and Ailment. And for a brief period of time, they had this dedicated Japanese bar called the White Oak.
Yeah.
And it was like $38 a shot. It was like plum brandy.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was expensive. Like they had like 2 bottles of it, and it was about that tall each bottle.
Yeah.
So there was a reason they were charging $38, and you can't buy that stuff anymore. So it was some of the best brandy that I ever had. They actually got it from one of their whiskey distilleries. I think it was Centauri or something along those lines.
Oh, cool.
It's just like
when I
unlimited
was
brandy.
I've got a.
Sorry, Lee, what were you saying?
Sorry,
Yeah.
okay. I've got a really big hole when it comes to drinking booze because I don't really drink.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't drink at
Fair
all.
enough.
Yeah, and that's why I was throwing out suggestions for non-alcoholic drinks before, because I'm a big believer in supporting when people, for whatever reason, don't drink booze. But you can having fun, mix flavors, and
Water's pretty good.
Sorry, what was that, Jay?
Water is pretty good.
Yeah, water's
Cold
good.
water is the best.
Yeah,
With a bit of lemon. Yum.
yeah. And
Well-
if you're okay with it, bitters is a great additive to non-alcoholic drinks. Technically has alcohol in it, but when you're only putting a dash or two in, it doesn't actually, like you couldn't measure if you pour a big glass of like lemon, lime and bitters is the classic. You do a lemonade with lime cordial and a couple dashes of Angostura bitters. You couldn't actually measure the alcohol content because it's so minimal, but the bitters just gives such a nice flavor.
Oh, I was going to say earlier, when I was in Japan, I got to try this really nice, I think it was peach nectar.
Yeah?
And yeah, they were just serving peach nectar.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that was really good.
Japan's got some of like the best fruits in the world.
Yeah.
Like they're super expensive. Like they stick it in a pretty little box, and you can spend like $5 or something like on an apple or something.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The local guys down at my closest bottle shop, they're Asian, and I'm not sure which sort of Asian because I'm not very good at telling, but they seem to have an awful lot of Japanese and Korean things, and they're quite yummy.
Nice.
Light cans with lychees on them. I can't read what they are, but I bought them. And they're expensive, but I bought them. And they're yummy. Korean or Japanese, I'm not sure which.
Yeah,
I'm just making a grasshopper.
I've studied a fair amount of Japanese, and I still know barely any of it. But it means that I can tell the difference between Korean, Chinese, and Japanese.
Yeah. My offspring are both very much into Japanese culture, and they're doing Japanese language courses. I think my daughter in particular is actually quite proficient. She's actually doing linguistics.
Yeah, when it comes to that hole I've got.
Yeah.
Well, there goes a black cat.
I was actually 2 subjects off a major in Japanese.
Okay.
And I still am terrible.
Languages are hard.
They are so hard.
They are.
Okay.
So angry. Did they? Did your kid let? Oh, he's gone. Oh no. Yeah. Did your kids get into it because of anime?
Yes. They.
I thought so.
They got it in.
Everybody's kids get into it. It's anime.
Anime
and manga.
They like J-pop and K-pop as well. They like Japanese and Korean pop music. My son has K-pop star posters all over his bedroom.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So did they join in on that TikTok thing where the kids bought all those tickets for Trump's rally?
I don't think they're on TikTok. I should do MV with the uwu. That's not that much.
Shaylee's on TikTok. She says "uwu" constantly.
Oh no!
She uwus all over other people's TikToks too.
That just sounds so wrong. I did make a grasshopper, Nettie.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, that's
How's
really
it going?
good. I actually cheated. You're supposed to make it with cream, and I used
it's gone.
liqueur I had, and oh my god, it's good. and it's just like you get the lasting sort of mint, like you've just had a breath, and I'm sure it's actually making my breath terrible, but it's like having a breath.
Have you seen I think it was a post on like Facebook or something, and it was about this person who decided to try to cancel out the flavor of the heat of chili with like menthol.
I'm sure they sounded well.
So they had this super hot chili, and then they had these menthols to try and because they thought the cold would cancel out the heat, and apparently they're two different pain receptors.
Yeah, stimulate different pain receptors. Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, so it was like hellfire, apparently.
Oh my god, it's interesting that you used the word hellfire. There was a BDSM club known as the Hellfire Club, and I won't tell you what they did with a chili paste and wintergreen, which is like a menthol thing. And the person who had the application of both, no, it wasn't chili. I think it was like Denka rub or something, like one of those hot rubs.
Like the heat up.
It was a barber pole of
the barber pole.
Wintergreen gives that burning cold sensation, and the Denka rub or Deep Heat gives the burning hot sensation, and they applied it in this barber pole type. Yeah, okay. But you said hellfire, Kelly. It's your fault that I remember.
I know where that idea comes from. It's a very bad idea.
Where does it come from?
It comes from a book called How to Be the Sensuous Woman by J. Just J, the letter. And
I hope it's not J.K. Rowling.
I think it was printed in the 70s. My friend found it at a secondhand shop, and it got passed around our entire group in years 8 and 9.
Yeah.
And my mother found it, and she opens it up, and she's like, "Well, I'm glad anal is, optional."
Optional.
Yeah, anal's optional. She found it in 1985.
Oh.
When I'm like a teenager.
Oh gosh.
When I'm 14. I blamed my older friends.
70s sex guide. My older sister actually had a copy of the 70s classic, The Joy of Sex. That was so funny to read. Like a hippie's guide to sex was hilarious, actually.
Yeah, I'm still yet to read.
This book was kind of modelled on it.
Cool.
Sorry,
the subtle art of not giving
the art of not giving a
Yeah,
I've seen that book, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I think
pretty good.
Yeah. I have to admit, the one thing I haven't been doing this lockdown is reading, and I feel really bad that I haven't been reading anything.
Reading takes a lot of concentration.
I've been getting so many books, and I haven't been reading any of them.
Yeah. I haven't even been reading my comics.
Yeah, I've been barely keeping up with my comics.
Yeah.
Only thing I've been reading are Maroons, and that's it.
I have been listening to some intelligent podcasts though, and I feel slightly better for that. So,
I've been listening to Simon Sinek. That's pretty good.
What's that cover?
The Infinite Game.
Okay.
So good.
Cool.
And he actually put together the quote, "Together is better."
Oh, yep. Yeah. I know Mrs. Angry Love, she listens to the Daily Health Report from ABC with Norman Swan, who's just got the coolest sort of dad voice with that soft Scottish accent he has. And so whenever he's unhappy, you feel really bad. Oh, Norman Swan's admonishing me. This is bad.
Oh yeah, or when I'm listening to Scott Morrison, it sounds like he's trying to discipline us.
Fuck Scott Morrison. I want to throw things at his head whenever he talks.
Yep.
Whereas Yeah, the guy on the ABC is like, oh, I don't want to disappoint you. Oh, you sound so disappointed in all of us. Why aren't we wearing masks? We're disappointing Norman Swans so much. Oh my God, MB, I thought you put like cat ears on, but it's actually the fittings in the ceiling behind you. For just a second, I thought you'd gone off to the side and put some cat ears on.
You mean like the powdings?
No, just up on the ceiling. I think it's light fittings in the ceiling.
Oh,
Yeah, the round thing.
That one. Yeah, just for a second, I thought you'd gone off and put cat ears on.
I do have them.
So do I.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? I could go out and get a pair of cat ears now. Actually, I think I could.
No, you
I've got some.
well, can you?
Not an essential reason, Andrew.
I mean, you're suburban angry.
Sorry?
What kind of lockdown are you in though? Because can you just pop out to get cat ears? Is that essential?
No, I just mean into another room. I mean, I could go into another
That could
room.
count as exercise.
Yeah, thank you, Jada. Exercise. I had to walk to the shops to get some cat ears for exercise.
I literally watched stupid people in the central markets today hug and go, it's okay, we can do it because we're not Victoria. And like, it took everything in me to not turn around and be like, that's how we become Victoria. So short, isn't it?
Yeah. No, anyone who thinks there's not hidden cases in their community in the other states is fooling themselves.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're just not testing enough to know how many asymptomatic people have shown up positive in like the US, the UK, other parts of the world. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, the US is fast approaching nightmare scenario. The more they test, the actual positive results are going up percentage-wise. They're doing the right thing and testing more and more and more, which is absolutely the right thing to do. But the percentage positive rate has ratcheted up to between 7 and 10% on any given day. And because they're doing millions of tests, that's like they're getting 50, 60,000 new cases every day. They're about to have a truly horrific spike in deaths. I'm really worried about, even if I didn't have, I have friends in the US. Even if I didn't have friends in the US, I'd feel really bad about what I think's about to happen there. But I do. I have a bunch of friends in the US, and I'm really freaked out about what's going to happen.
So a lot of the podcasts that I listen to are US based, and particularly one of them, which is Truth and Justice, which is investigating wrongful convictions and that type of thing. They do a lot of going out, traveling, doing investigations, retracing things, looking through physical evidence. They can't do that at the moment because of the shutdown, let alone in their own states. They can't leave their houses because there's so much spread and so much death. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. It's just...
I couldn't find a cat ears. Found a snake, though.
Sorry, you found a snake? Oh, God. Okay.
And a foxy mask.
There you go.
Cute.
Oh, that's a sleep mask.
Yeah. My daughter bought me that because she thought it was so cute. Because I tend to have nana naps in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's a positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very close to having a nap today. It didn't happen. It was 4 o'clock.
Bit late.
Ooh, this is an interesting drink, Nettie. I'm thinking of it with things I've recently bought. A Stinger cocktail, which is actually brandy and creme de menthe. 1 3/4 ounces brandy and 3/4 ounce creme de menthe. It says to use white creme de menthe, but I'm not shy. I'll use green and make my drink go green.
But it sort of go brown, though, wouldn't it? Green and amber.
Let's find out. Lee, what's happening?
Well, I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in that stops my mind from wondering where it will go.
I'm worried that you keep talking about your holes on the internet, Lee. That's
No, just all the holes the ants are getting in on.
It's just like whenever someone starts
possibly-
talking about holes on the internet, I'm just like, oh, this is going to end badly. This is going to end badly.
And here we go.
And we don't have any beetles getting in, only through the speakers.
I had a spider
Anything
come not last night, the night before, and the cat just paws it and then runs to me like, look, I attacked the spider. And I'm like, yeah, but you've not. I'll kill it. I'll get out of bed. You disturbed. You could have just left it. No.
No, 40. Okay. I'm going to try dinner. Hey, Charlie, you're late. Don't be sorry. You're here now. As you can see, we're in pretty full-on angry bunch mode. So that's a good thing. Where's my not your nana's brandy? I've got to get my.
We need some angrier faces in here.
Angrier faces.
I'm angry.
Nicely done, Zvan. I like that. That's good. Hey, Peter, you just noticed we were streaming, man. Well, okay, because Charlie and Peter just joined, just in case you're up for
Liam,
it.
you look so intense.
I better do this. All right, so apparently for a stinger, 1 3/4 ounces brandy, 3/4 ounce creme de menthe. Okay, I'm going to see what this does. Ooh, that's a great noise. You got to love that.
It sure is.
Okay, so
I do look forward to once I have actually finished the spirits in my corked spirit bottles, getting little mixes in those of different things just to be able to uncork them.
Yeah. It's the other good thing about buying fun things, getting good bottles and saving the bottles. So when I got
bury them in the backyard.
Sorry, what was that?
Bury them in the backyard for future generations to find and get excited.
It's like a hex
Well,
jar
put
and
a note in it.
Yeah.
I could put a note in it and bury it, and who knows who'll dig it up.
Or a map.
A map? Oh my god, a map!
I found in my backyard from previous tenants. I don't know what they were doing. I don't understand. We're not near the ocean. Why are there so many shells?
Yeah, sometimes people collect shells and put them in their garden. Yeah.
But they're buried. They're not even on surface level. Like they're buried under plants. I don't understand.
They had their reasons.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that band called Bloodhound Gang, and they haven't been writing music at all. And you know what they said?
What?
We'll write music again when Donald Trump resigns as president.
Oh,
I would pay you money for that.
That's because look,
they are lovely.
Guess what, Nettie? Creme de menthe and Not Your Nana's goes really bright green.
Wow. Yeah. Nice. That could be
It
one
still
that
looks blue.
an alien
Yeah, I know,
stinger.
because you don't get
It's
true
Elijah. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Could it be alien excrement?
Well, we're all cursed now.
Black cat.
He's Italian.
Hello. Why are we all cursed?
He's not needing
Black cat.
Black cat.
Oh. They're blessed.
Come here, don't hang on. Oh, it's hanging on.
Yeah, Opie sat on one side.
Okay, the
to be
two
lifted
together
and-
should cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Look how pissed off he is. I shouldn't have done that. I love you, sir.
He's gonna kill you.
Angry. Have you
Yeah.
got that new computer built yet?
No, because we went into fucking lockdown before my tech assistant could come over and fucking install. Although, I have to admit, she did say, I'll say I'm coming over for work. I'll come over. We can hang. We can do... So we might do that. I might also dragoon my daughter into it because she built my PC anyway.
Ooh.
Because the hardest part is actually picking the parts as opposed to putting it together.
Yeah,
Well,
so
technically it is work.
yeah,
Because she is upgrading
Abigail-
your work computer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but you have to be an essential service or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's green. Is it showing up green there?
A bit.
Blue, green.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, it's pretty blue.
Yeah, green doesn't show up on this weird webcam for some reason. Maybe if I
Logitech.
This whole COVID thing.
What sort of camera is it?
It's a webcam. I don't know. Look, if I shine a light,
It looks even bluer.
Really blue.
Yeah, that's even worse.
It's really
yeah,
pretty.
it's weird how it doesn't show green.
Ella said because she's watching us on her phone, we all are smaller than postage stamps because there's so many.
Nice. Oh, Sarsa's got a
Someone
magic.
fix the back of my head. I'll know why.
All right. So, so many faces. We're all tiny. What's my camera is called a Razor, like R-A-Z-E-R.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Like the scooter.
Yeah, like a scooter.
Showing my age.
Yeah. Oh, Kirsten's joining. Yay, Kirsten! Hello.
Hi, Kirsten.
Hello, Kirsten.
Now this is
How's everybody?
max capacity now. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, guys.
Oh, sorry. This is actually
all of
really
that.
good. Because I think Nettie, you have this. Did you get creme de menthe from Dan's, Nettie?
No, I got blue for blue drinks.
Okay.
And I got white caracal, and I got peach as well. Peach vodka.
Oh, that's a good collection.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there, creme de menthe and not your nana's brandy is really quite good. So,
I feel like you're saying that about everything, Angry, though.
I am. I actually am. It's like toothpaste that gets you drunk. It's great.
I found in the back of my cupboard some blackcurrant liqueur
yeah, I wonder if
that
you
I have
guys know
no
this
memory
from-
of buying whatsoever.
Ah.
I don't know how it got there.
Ooh, what's that one, Kirsten?
Asahi liqueur. Kind of tastes like
Oh.
blackcurrant. It's not very
Yeah.
good. It's very powerful.
Pete, you can make really good drinks with blackberry liqueur, though. Like a bramble or blackberry's a really good flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found it baffling because I was just like, what is this bottle and why do I have it?
That happens. Lee, I feel like you're trying to get attention. What's happening? Yes, no, maybe?
Apparently, Collingwood's winning.
Well, that's something we
That's
need to...
why
Oh,
I'm
My
allowed
dad
on
would
the
be
screen
very
now.
happy. My dad's a Collingwood supporter, so
Isn't
he'll
that
be
a reason
happy.
not to be happy?
My husband was like,
I think
"This
my
is a
dad would
crap
be happy.
game. You can go on
I
the
mean-
stream now."
Okay. Hang on.
Oh, no.
I want to show you my new jacket.
Oh, my God.
Oh, sparkle.
Oh, sparkly!
That's sparkly.
Oh, my
Formal
God.
Friday
That is
vibe.
the epitome of fabulous. That is
hmm
the best.
It's my new work jacket.
Oh, yes, that is absolutely a work jacket. That is so good.
My very bogan coworker was like, "I would go so far as to say it's fabulous."
It is.
Fabulous. Yep, Stella wants the jacket. We all want the jacket.
Little party dress,
Ooh,
very,
yeah.
very affordable. Australian small business.
There you go. So was it called Party Dress, the site?
Little party dress.
littlepartydress.com.au.
Yep. That's the
Oh,
one.
look at that one up.
Man, I'm all about to throw out the recommendations and the endorsements. Support.
Question for you, Angry.
Yeah.
Of the vodka liqueurs, what would be the 2 or 3 that you'd recommend people should get if they're starting a bar?
Creme de cacao is such a good flavor. It goes with so many things. You can get white creme de cacao, so it won't affect the color of what you mix it with, or brown creme de cacao, which will affect the color. But that would absolutely be the top of my list, creme de cacao. And it depends what you want. If you're going for taste or color, like I finally bought some blue curacao so I can make some blue drinks. It's not that great flavor-wise. It's like a cheapish orange liqueur.
Okay.
But you can make blue drinks with it. Which is cool.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue Lagoons are nice. I had them last night.
Oh, that was such a great pic you put on Facebook as well, Nettie, with the Blue Lagoon. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have Nettie on Facebook.
Oh, well, I'm not Nettie on there. I'm
secret.
I'm anonymous.
Anonymous.
That's all right. You know mine. If you want to add me.
I'm anonymous.
Oh, okay. That's enough creme de menthe for one night. Honestly, it's not terrible. But definitely tastes like toothpaste. Kind of toothpaste, but in a good way.
Where's my little book?
Oh, Stella says she has shoes that match your jacket, Kirsten. So, yeah, there you go. That could work. I have to admit, it's kind of like people seeing. I had to show this T-shirt off in a video meeting at work. Most of the video meetings, I had the camera off, so it was just audio. And like first thing in the morning, people saying like, "Oh, you don't have your camera on," and I go, "Well, I'm not still wearing my dressing gown if that's what you're trying to imply." I go, "Are you?" And I go, "No." Oh my god, that is so hilarious. While Nettie's gone walkie, the cat's just hogging the webcam, but that's cool. Because I actually got caught. Because I don't like have a shower till I don't know halfway through the day, and I just sort of come out of bed in my dressing gown, and I was like, "Yeah, all right." And I'm talking, and in one of the meetings, I was having problems with my connection, and I had to reset it. And when it reset, it switched the camera on, and because I was apparently the view everyone else got, because no one had their camera on, because we're using this Microsoft Team things. Because I had the camera on, it went full screen. Everyone else saw me full screen, looking like shit and wearing a dressing gown because I hadn't had a shower. And they went, "You're wearing your dressing gown," and I'm like, "Oh, cool."
It's okay. My finance manager said I looked like a homeless person.
Oh,
I was really cold, so I'd put my dressing gown on, and then I was drinking straight out of my water bottle.
Water bottle, nice.
She's like, "Oh, and I had a beanie on because it was cold." So I definitely did look like a homeless person. It was just, very unprofessional for her to tell me so. A public forum.
Excellent.
Oh yeah. I know the guy that wrote this song. It's like, "Poor old human race. You got a virus you can't deal with, and a threat that you might be erased." And then he's like,
"Oh yeah."
Instead of "Come on, Eileen," it's COVID-19. Are you a killing machine or a flu like there's been almost every year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching so many parody videos to do with COVID-19 that, yeah.
Also watched The Kiffness. That was a pretty good one.
I watched The Holderness Family.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're pretty good. They do song parodies, and they're in America.
Yeah.
And even their kids get in on it. And, yeah, they do a whole range of different types of songs. The dad was a host on a talk show for a while. I never would have heard of it. I doubt any of us would have. But, yeah, he's also been in... He was in the third Iron Man movie as one of the reporters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
That's awesome.
That's pretty
good. The parody song that I always get stuck in my head lately is set to the tune of Sweet Caroline, but it's Free Palestine. Da, da,
Oh,
no.
No.
I just got the banana split song in my head. when I was making up my nommy thing, nom 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 nommy nom nom. Nom 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 nommy nom nom.
Well, I've written a parody to Oh Yoko. It's called Oh COVID. It's like in the middle of the street, everyone calls your name. Oh COVID, oh COVID, my hate will turn you on.
I like it. Oh, I need
And
my
be
shaker.
bouncing into the stream.
That's okay. I'm gonna make a whiskey sour. Milky Mamantits, big boy, what the fuck's going on? We're doing the Angry Bunch because just recently I've been able to have 10 people on the stream, so we're goddamn doing it. We're cool at the moment. Oh, that's Glee saw a parody to the tune of Billie Jean, and it was Quarantine. That's inventive. I like that.
I don't like Clinton.
Sorry, don't like Billie Jean.
No, I mean Glee. It's a bit of a I don't know. Reminds me of High School Musical, and I don't really tend to like Disney that much.
Glee's nickname predates that TV show by quite a few years. Glee and I are all of the vintage that came up with stuff like literally decades before either High School Musical or the Glee TV series.
Oh yeah. Do you remember that show Kyle XY?
Yes, I've got it on DVD.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Got season 1, 2, and 3, and
what have you done?
4.
Yeah, I don't think I had the last season.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, you're so much like Kyle Traeger, Lee," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." I'm like, I actually remember who I am.
Yeah, and also he is completely broken in terms of abilities and stuff.
Yeah, and they're like, "But you've got a high IQ," and I'm like, "It's not 300."
Yeah.
I mean, if it was 300, then this is Sparta.
Yes. Start running around in loincloths.
Oh, and also you weren't born in you didn't get created in a tank and live there until you were like 16.
But how do you know that?
I'm just
kidding.
guessing. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to jump off, guys. So I'll see you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for dropping in, Barnes. Cool seeing you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know someone was trying to get in, but we were full. But now there's a space. Jump in quickly.
Charlie!
Trying to make it sound like really impossible to resist. Yay, Charlie. I you, Charlie. Charlie.
Hello.
There you are.
Yay.
Oh, it's Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
How are you doing?
Ah, good.
It sounds like you're really glad.
I'm licking my fingers. I'm licking my fingers.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thirsty for the juice box.
Someone's
Yes,
trying to
water.
get these.
I already had one.
Yeah, it's my son who keeps asking me for a 4th juice box.
Oh, wow. You don't want to be drinking juice boxes this late at night, dude. There's only one way that ends, drinking 4 juice boxes before bedtime.
Yeah. I laughed at when I was at the shops tonight because there's the markets and there's a Coles buy it. So I try to grab all I can in one shop to try and limit how much I'm going out.
Yeah.
And there were these parents who were obviously grabbing a few things and they had their young daughter with them who was probably about like 5, 6. She wasn't that old.
Yeah.
But she saw the shiny monster can and she wanted a monster. And her dad's going, "You are not old enough for a monster." And like she started on that kid moment of, "But I've found it and it's shiny and I'm fixating." And so I just turned around and I said to the dad, Yeah, I'm 28. I'm still not old enough for monsters. That person's not old enough. You're not old enough. You've got to wait 20-odd years.
I'm pretty sure I caused myself permanent damage with the amount of energy drinks I drank during uni because I was doing music technology and the studio access was 24 hours.
Oh,
so
wow.
a lot of the time you can only get in really late because everyone had booked everything up. So it's like, doing like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. sessions in the studio, and more energy drinks than there was probably healthy during that time.
I can't do energy drinks because
I managed to get
bombs and Jaeger bombs.
Ah, no.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I've gone through 2 degrees, including a law degree, without even drinking coffee. I'm on my 3rd degree at the moment, and I can't drink anything with more caffeine than Coke.
Well, you clearly don't live in Melbourne.
I had a Mountain Dew in the afternoon once, and I couldn't sleep that night.
Oh, wow.
It was like about 1 or 2 o'clock. I did not sleep.
I tried Ultra Depth coffee. That was pretty not recommended if you've got a heart condition or if you want to sleep for the next 3 days.
I had a friend who used to drink lots of Jolt Cola, which was just the most ridiculous. It was a combination of both extreme caffeine and extreme sugar. And I was just waiting for their heart to explode.
Yes.
This is what energy drinks is.
Or there's always Italian coffee. That's pretty effective.
Angry, did you ever have no-dos? Oh, he's quietened himself down.
We did no-dos when we had to try and go to work after going out drinking at 18. That was, so going and working retail. It's fine. No one come near me. Yes, the beep is too loud. Can I turn it down somehow, please?
Well, there's always Italian coffee. It's highly effective, but you always need to go to the toilet straight after.
Or proper Greek coffee that's really strong. That'll knock your socks off.
Oh, my mum likes Greek coffee.
Yeah. We got... See, I've got Greeks at work who were talking about it, and so like I have a couple of Greek friends, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll bring some over for you," and I was just like, "Oh well, no, I can't, not for me."
Yeah. Or you've got French Canadian coffee. That's pretty effective.
I've just cut out coffee because I find if I drink coffee, it makes my anxiety worse. Don't know why. So. Quitting that again.
I've drank decaf coffee, and I'm so not caring about the flavor that I end up. It always goes cold. It just does.
I love coffee.
I drink it fast
enough. I love my mental health. Coffee and my mental health are not friends.
It's probably a good then that I don't drink it either, because. Yeah.
Oh, well, if you go to Hortons, they only offer dairy, but no soy or anything like that.
They punch you in the face if you ask for soy milk.
Yeah. Well, that's just my friend, my old tutor said to me that she went to Tim Hortons and they didn't offer her soy. And she got pissed off and went to Starbucks instead.
That's fair.
Starbucks have so much sugar in their drinks, though. Like, I remember going a while ago, and because I said to them, I'm like, so the matcha, just matcha. Like, yeah. No, that shit's half sugar. That is not pure matcha. I have pure matcha, and it does not taste like that. They've diluted it with sugar, which is unnecessary because of the caffeine in the green tea. It's green tea. That's all you need. Yeah. So I can't drink many Starbucks drinks unless I'm needing a sugar buzz.
I went to Starbucks once and I said, I just want coffee that tastes like real coffee. And then they said, get out.
Of course.
That was in Melbourne Central.
Been into hot chocolate. I'm a hot chocolate person.
I'm a chocolate frap.
Fortunately, you wouldn't have to walk very farly.
Chocolate, frappuccino, blended cream, and cream on top. That's my order.
There's coffee everywhere in Melbourne, man.
Yeah, initiate.
Yeah, I know. I don't live in Melbourne anymore, though. And I'm quite happy that I don't live in Melbourne. Too busy, too many people reaching for a piece of cake.
Lockdown.
I hate people, so I'm fine with lockdown. So that's cool.
I hate people too, and people think that I'm literally joking when I say it.
No, I empathise. Let's see. Oh, Kirsten, by the way, this is a twofold whiskey sour. First time I've made a whiskey sour with twofold.
And what's the verdict?
Really good.
You never made it to the bitters lab, did you? So you don't have Wonder Foam yet.
No, so I did this with egg white. And now I suppose the bloody bitters lab's probably going into their limited opening again. I don't know. But
might have to order online.
Yeah, I'm all about ordering online. And remarkably, not just alcohol. I bought some shirts online, which was nice. Got some new shirts because a shop that I'd bought some shirts from before, 40% off, 3 for $60. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. So I got some stylish shirts and me being boring, I've got some new flannelette sheets coming,
Ooh, flannelette sheets.
Shopping from home, flannelette sheets that give you a hug while you're lying in bed.
Yeah.
I love it.
Flannelette
I've
sheets
got a weighted blanket, so that gives me a hug
in Melbourne.
When I'm in bed.
Mm.
When I finish this will be almost 3 kilos. So it'll act as a weighted blanket.
My weighted blanket is about 7, or I think it's at least 7 kilos.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been looking at those things, but I also have a cat that likes to sit on me in the middle of the night, so I don't know that I need a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
He didn't sit directly where I have bruises. Like he always sits where it hurts, doesn't sit in the itchy area. No.
Like my cats have a habit of burrowing under the covers during the day, and so I don't know they're there. And like I was mentioning, I tend to have a shower halfway through the day. So it's like middle of the day, I'm having showering interest, and I sit down on the bed, and there's this protesting meow from under the covers.
My dog tunnels under the sheets. Like she will really try her best, and I've got so many photos of her under towels, under blankets, and she's done this since she was a puppy, so yeah.
It's
really cute.
Dogs have no idea how big they are.
No.
Scruffles gets under the blanket, and then the cats come along and walk on her, and you hear this coming from somewhere under the blanket.
But guys and girls, you know what a cat's really saying when they're meowing at you?
What are they saying,
Come
Lee?
get the slave. Come get the slave.
My cats are just saying, pay attention to me. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, Opie's just normally like, bitch, bitch, bitch. I'm like, okay, yes, what do you want? Nothing, just walk off now.
Yeah, no. Mimsy's weirdest one is wanting to go into the shower stall after I have a shower and lick water off the floor. That's like human soup. I'm really just. Oh wow! Here we go. Ludo's come in to say hello with Charlie.
Hi, Ludo. Did not want to play.
Ludo is the cutest.
Lie down. Lie down.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Come on. Come on, lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Good boy.
Oh.
You're a butt.
Safa, it's taking me so long to crochet this blanket that I think just one lockdown blanket will be enough. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't crochet. I get onto the second row and somehow manage to drop the entire thing. I'm not entirely sure how. That's a job for another time when I have more patience.
So I didn't think that I was into crochet, and we went just after the bushfires in like February. My friend and I went to go and like make things for koala hospitals as part of like a community art and craft group, and there was too many volunteers doing other things, and they were like, no one's making crochet, and I was like, oh, let's give it a go. Anyway, turns out I'm actually pretty good at crochet, and she's really crap at it, and I like having something over her.
Oh yeah, did any of you see that video by Bill Nye on the importance of wearing a mask?
Yes, so good.
I loved it.
I mean, I love Bill Nye anyway, so slightly biased.
Our work has said anyone on site needs to wear a mask.
That's
so
good.
That's our CEO has said, no, that's it. Everyone.
Yeah, I'm thinking of wearing a mask in Adelaide because, like, I mean, if you go to the Apple store in Rundle, they give you a mask to put on because you have to have it on.
Yeah.
I'm so excited this weekend.
Yeah,
World Health Organization advice is that everyone who's going in public, particularly into indoor air-conditioned areas, should be wearing a mask, regardless of what Alan Tudge fucking says. It's like, if you're going into public, wear a mask is generally the baseline.
Yeah, I've struggled to buy some, and then I've been meaning to sew them, but with uni I didn't have time, so now I'm the other side of the semester. I'm like, no, I'll spend some time. I've got to finish a quilt that I'm making anyway for someone. So I'm like, well, I'll sew some masks as well, and then hopefully look at sending off the quilt that I'm making for my sister's baby.
Well, Mr. Trumpet's already like only just advising people to wear a mask.
He's an idiot.
Yeah. By Trumpet, I mean Donald Trump.
Tell us something that we don't know.
Yeah,
Wait, he's advising people to wear masks now?
Yeah, because people keep having a go at him about it.
I just opened Spotlight's website, and on the first page they have download our free pattern and instructions so you can make your own mask. Yes,
Is it a 3-layered?
It's the one with the pleats. Yeah.
Yeah. Mrs. Angry found a pattern where you can get an old T-shirt and you cut out a particular thing so it's double layered, and then you put like tissue in the middle, and which you can replace, and then you've got a refurbishable triple layer mask. But I got some from Costco. I was getting other stuff from Costco, and they just had box of 50 masks, and I was like, yep, getting that. And so I'm now getting into the habit of wearing the mask when I go out. Like if the only place I ever go out to is the supermarket. Or maybe take away. The only times I go out.
A mask I'd be okay wearing. Sorry, Angry.
Yeah.
A mask I'd be okay with wearing is a mask of the only sports team I support, and they're called the they're called the Habs. They're nicknamed the Habs, like the Montreal something.
Oh, go to their website. I bet I think everyone's getting very entrepreneurial at the moment. With
Wu-Tang have released their own line of masks, Wu-Tang masks.
Wu-Tang.
I saw Kesha has released a line of masks as well. Everyone's getting in on it.
On Redbubble,
So bad I forgot the sports team name.
I'm trying to remember what her name is. Chelsea Clinton was like, I really wish that Trump had actually done Trump 2020 masks.
Because then people would wear them,
So many lives would have been saved.
Yeah,
if
he just make America great red masks.
Yeah.
He would have
make masks great again.
Brilliant idea.
That's
brilliant.
One way to make America great again is to pull out.
That's something many people have told Donald Trump throughout his life. I don't think he's good at listening.
Yeah.
He does have 5 children, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not big on pulling out.
Yeah.
I think we want a time machine to go back to Trump's dad and either tell him to pull out or, for God's sake, hug your son. You know, Just tell him you love him, okay? Just so he doesn't grow up to be a fucking sociopath.
I believe Trump's dad is just as fucked as he is, though. Like,
he was like,
yeah.
No. He was.
Adopt him out. If you have to.
I love on Redbubble where the creators can have their art put on masks. So, like, one of my friends who runs the D&D thing, and common D&D, agnostic, atheist joke is Sky Daddy, but then particularly in D&D, whenever you can't remember something, you'll be like, Sky Daddy, can we do this? And so my friends have literally got masks as merch that just say Sky Daddy. And I'm like, I need to get one of those. I also want to make my own.
Nice.
So if anyone's interested, Dicecasters have Sky Daddy masks.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, by the way, has anyone heard of the Udi?
Yeah.
I've been getting ads for it non-stop. It's
So
very
many
annoying.
ads for Udis.
I actually have bought one. I haven't got it yet, but I have bought one. It's apparently based in Adelaide.
That's amazing.
The Udi. It's this big, it's sort of like a dressing gown thing. It's like a big hoodie dressing gown.
It's this
like a snuggie.
Like snuggie. But it's got like Sherpa fleece on the inside.
Yeah,
and it's like a giant sleeping bag hoodie.
Yeah,
I would never get dressed again. I would only live in that.
Quarantine gear.
But I still have to go to work. It's essential, apparently, so it doesn't really work.
Oh, apparently
I had to go into work for a couple of things this week, and people are like, "Oh, how are you doing?" It's like, well, I've got pants on, so I'm not doing okay.
Oh yeah, my opinion on
my boss always asks me, "Oh, how are you doing?" And I say, "I'm living my best life," and he hasn't figured out that that's sarcasm.
But do you want him to?
Yeah, kind of. Because he's supposed to be my boss. He's supposed to understand me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that could also backfire. Here we go.
He's a very literal man. A very literal man.
So's my dad.
Lee?
Yeah, my opinion on the President of the United States is the same as Justin Trudeau's opinion of him. And Ivanka can get it straight from me.
All right.
What's that?
I don't like him.
I save all. See, this is an inside-out coffee filter on my hand. Nice. When I make these milk clarified drinks, I actually save the curd because Mrs. Angry is using it to make desserts like bread and butter pudding or...
Yeah, I was going to say, has she made anything recently?
Oh, tonight she made rice pudding tonight, and I'd made a couple of clarified drinks that had creme de cacao. So it was chocolate flavored curd, and so it's rice pudding that had some berries in it, and the curd gave it a really chocolate flavor. Oh my God, it was good. This is a coconut one that I'm saving now. This one's coconut milk. And it just kind of tastes like flavor when tastes like, this is like pineapple cream cheese I'm eating now.
You've said.
Oh, yum.
Pineapple cream cheese. Oh, okay.
All right, I'm going to go now.
See you, Lee.
Nighty night. Mwah. Mwah.
Bye.
Angry, do you separate out the major flavors?
No, I basically mix a cocktail, whatever it is. I go, I want that cocktail. All you have to do is make sure it has some citrus. It needs acid. So the easiest way to have acid.
I also watched the same stream that you did, just
Yeah.
FYI.
So,
No, I mean So you get the chocolate curd and the pineapple curd, and you keep them separate, or you just put them in the same bucket?
I just save like 6 different things in a Tupperware container, and Mrs. Angry whacks it all into a dessert and says, "What flavour is this going to be?" And I'm going, I don't remember what I did, because you got to remember they had alcohol in them as well. So I kind of forget what was in them.
So it's kind of Russian roulette. It could be anything.
I suppose you can do a little taste test of something and see, maybe that's mostly
you can smell it. You can smell it and sort of go, okay, that's really pineapple-y. And because this was a pina colada, so it's like the dominant smells of pineapple and coconut. Now my hands are all sticky. I just have to wash them.
I was very happy to find earlier, I had misplaced one of my favorite stubby coolers. Hail Satan, drink beer, and I found it today, and I've been very, very happy.
Days. Perfect. I was going to show you my ISO gin purchases.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, so this and its friend arrived today. So first of the distilleries that we like that have suffered from the COVID, suffered from the Rona. So High Spirits Distillery from Western Australia, they've decided to close and they're selling everything off. It's really sad because they make a really beautiful spirit, handcrafted base spirit, the whole jazz. But yes. I'm very sad because we bought now we have backups and backups and backups.
Backups and backups and backups.
Yeah.
I've decided I've got to. Kirsten's been helping me choose. I got to get a Navy strength gin.
That's right.
To just fuck myself up when I really want to get drunk on a single shot of gin, something that's 50% stronger than normal gin is.
That sounds like the start of a night I had where I decided I'm just going to start off strong and have a shot of absinthe. And by the end of the night, my friend had to dig me out of a bunch of bushes out in front of the pub because I had taken a little nap.
Solid effort. I also got a care package from work.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, yeah, Starwood. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A Boulevardier. I've decided we had this. I think I had this discussion with Kirsten what to call a Boulevardier made with Australian products. Boulevardier is a classic whiskey cocktail, and it's literally someone who strolls the boulevards, a stylish man about town. And a traditional Boulevardier is whiskey with Campari and sweet vermouth.
Rye whiskey, just so you know.
Yes, rye whiskey is a common one that's used there. So I'm thinking if I'm going to do an Australian one, it should, because Boulevardier is someone who walks the boulevards, an Australian one would be a walkabout. So
if you make an Australian one with anything, but if you're going to make a specifically like Victorian one, you should call it Birdie Street. This is my favorite. Come on.
Which one is that? Oh, the Solera.
Solera single malt, which makes an amazing, like genuinely amazing Boulevardier.
Okay, I don't have a Starwood single malt yet. Kirsten was
I'm working on it, Angry. Like, geez, give me a break.
But Dan's keeps doing these specials on Starwood, and I missed the single malt one. And then they did.
That was a really good special. I bought Nova because it's cheaper than staff price.
Yeah, and then they did a twofold, but I've already got a twofold, so I don't know. But the specials seem to only last a day or two. So now it's like I'm like this hopeless alcoholic, methodically checking the Dan Murphy's website each day to see if they've got a new special.
I don't bother with that. I just follow the Australian Whiskey Enthusiasts Society, and someone will post the link. That's how I found it to send it to you.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah, so the Solera
If
is
it works, it
my
works.
favorite. It's very efficient. There's a bunch of other people who sit and troll the internet looking for whiskey deals.
Sure. Why not?
There's also a gin appreciation society. I follow both.
That's good to know. Yeah.
I'm much more active in one than I am in the other.
But yeah, so I had one. It's not necessarily Navy strength, but a higher proof whiskey. Gin that you'd recommended. Okay, there's no actual Dan's specials on Starwood at the moment, so also I've got to keep an eye on because I just finished my old fashioned. So if that suddenly comes on special, I got to buy some more of that. But I might try
I
to
don't think there's any coming up.
No.
Are you talking about the Never Never Southern Strength?
Yes, that
winner
was
of the World's Best Gin.
Yes.
2019.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Suffer is asking if there is a vodka appreciation society, and I think that's just called Russia.
Yeah. Good call. Good call.
Pretty sure that's just Russia.
Yeah. Shush.
Oh, that's a big wolf.
That's a pretty big.
He's
I literally can't find my bottle of Southern Strength. It's like just out of reach.
Ludo.
I have to crawl under the table to get to it.
And it's at a particular time of the night if you're crawling under the table to get your overproof gin. So it's like,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Come on. Thank you.
Everything by Never Never is like genuinely
Lie down.
amazing. So Sean Baxter, who's one of the founders, he was
Lie down.
bartender of the year and venue manager of the year like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he founded Never Never with his two best friends.
Yeah.
And it started in the back of a brewery in Brunswick.
Yeah.
In 18 square meters, which is just enough to have a couple of IBCs, some juniper, and a very small still. But they've now moved to their official home, which is actually in South Australia.
Right.
And they've opened this beautiful big distillery door, absolutely enormous like space, blah, blah, blah. And COVID hit.
Oh my God. Doesn't it suck?
I swear they were open for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. I feel so much for people who'd been building up their lifelong dream of a business and everything was in place and they launch and then COVID hits and it's like, oh, fuck off. What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many stories exactly like that. I was supposed to be doing this and supposed to be going here and then COVID hit. And it's just heartbreaking. What you got there, Charlie?
Charlie's fighting with Ludo.
I've got Ludo to settle down. Yep. I've got
I was going to be going to Victoria.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to give Ludo a big cuddle. He just looks so cuddly.
He is cuddly, but he's also a pain.
He looks a little demanding, a little bit sooky.
He's a giant baby.
Yeah, I've got an uncle having a big birthday this year. I think he turns 70. And I won't be able to go and see him because he's in Victoria.
Yeah.
Bugger.
And it's in October, but
Both my kids are having their birthdays in lockdown this time.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who has just started their tattoo apprenticeship and has started tattooing people. And the plan was that I was going to come down relatively soon to get tattooed by them. And that, they're in Melbourne. And
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Kind of like, I think my daughter's laughing at the rest of us because myself, my son, and Mrs. Angry all had birthdays in the middle of lockdown. And my daughter's birthday's right at the end of the year. And she's going, lockdown's probably over by my birthday. Sucks for you. It's like, okay, cool.
I love you, Yoda.
And then COVID.
Thank you.
Yoda cup.
Oh, Yoda cup, sippy
My
cup.
Yoda cup.
Oh, we were talking about the other night.
Yes, my episode 2 Yoda cup.
Excellent.
I love that lightsaber fight scene. Like, as bad as the prequels are, that lightsaber fight scene from episode 2 is worth it alone.
But all the fight scenes and all the battle scenes in the prequels are good. It's just that the movies overall are terrible.
Yeah. And I'm more of a Trekkie anyway compared to Star Wars. I prefer the Trek overall.
This is okay. I swear, this Starward is just a really nice drinking whiskey. Twofold. Oh, I am going to try and make a Boulevardier with this. So
I sit next to the head blender and just across from the head of the distillery. And like when they came up with this, the idea was to have an incredibly quaffable whiskey.
Well,
and these two guys who have access to some of the best whiskey in the world just drink too cold.
Yeah, give him my thumbs up. It's a really nice drinkable. So it went really well in a whiskey sour. So I'm going to try it in a Boulevardier because I'm a wuss. You're meant to put Campari, and I can't cope with the bitterness of Campari.
Don't go too hard with the Okar.
Yeah, no,
Dial it back.
Like a quarter of an ounce of Okar. It's a much better flavor than Campari, but it's as bitter as Campari. If you like bitter, seek out Okar Island Bitter. It's full on. But I just put the time. So I'm going to put the normal recipe for a Boulevardier. That's it. The normal recipe for a Boulevardier says to put an ounce of Campari in, and I'm like, fuck that. So I'm putting quarter of an ounce of the Island Bitter, which has a really nice flavor, but is super bitter. But I'm going to balance it out with the Okar Gold, which is a more herbal sort of thing, which is really nice. So I'm going to make up the ounce with Okar Gold, and sweet vermouth is meant to go in as well. So it's meant to be an ounce.
Classic works fine.
Which?
The classic Maiden Eye.
Yeah, but
that'll work.
I've got the one that. What are they? I've even forgotten what they call it because this is so limited edition. It doesn't even have a label.
Yuzu sweet vermouth.
Yeah, made by the same people who make the Okar. So if they actually bring this out as a thing.
Oh my God, I'm buying a pallet.
I'm getting a big.
Sounds incredible.
So good.
So this is my second favorite Amaro.
Ooh, nice.
Autonomy Native Australian Amaro. It's not as bitter.
Yeah.
And it's made in Spotswood, Victoria.
Oh, Spotswood. Nice.
I ordered it on the internet.
Live near there.
And the guy who distills it rode it to my house on his bike.
Oh, nice.
Really cute.
That's really cool.
So yes. And the other thing that I have acquired recently is the Starward Ginger Beer Cask No. 5, which is sold out everywhere, but I know the inventory controller.
To answer Safa's question about was it going to be a free tattoo, they were fairly early on in their apprenticeship, so they don't charge for that. It's basically I'm just a canvas to learn on. So
that's cool. I don't have any tattoos, but I did have a friend who was a hairdresser when I was at uni, and I was like, yeah, if I can do whatever you want, if you want to experiment with something, try it out on my head. I don't care. And so she would like cut patterns into my head and and I was in a country town in Bathurst, west of Sydney. So when she would do one of these haircuts that had all sorts of shit cut into my head, the locals had opinions.
I grew up in Bundaberg and just having. Sorry, you go, Kirsten.
This is how I ended up with like the ombre pink. So I used to work for a hair dye company, and they were like, "Hey, we need models," and I was like, "Do whatever, but just make it pink." And that was like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, my uncle, the one that I was talking about before, who's having a birthday, he tattooed himself with a pin and a pen.
Right. Was
Yep,
your
jail
uncle
style.
in prison, Kelly? Was your uncle in jail?
No.
That's what I was going to ask.
Apparently he was like really young, but yeah, he tattooed a heart into his hand.
I have a friend who got a traditional Thai style tattoo, which is just done with like a needle and poke. And she said it was the most excruciating experience, but it was so painful it got you high because you were just running on endorphins.
That's why people do them.
Yep. Well, that was the Maori thing that's done with a bloody hammer and chisel. It's just carved really deeply into your skin. And the guys go
they did that in Thailand too, I think. Yeah, and a few other places. Yeah, Southeast Asia thing.
There are some Australian tattooists who specialise in poke stick tattoos still, because it is something that some people are into. I just give me the machine. It's bad enough sitting for 4 hours with a machine for an elaborate design as it is. I don't need you to do it with a flippin', no, I can't.
So I just said, look at this color.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, such a good color.
Yeah. In your light, it almost is the kind of not quite as bright as my hair, obviously, because it's not fluoro.
I was gonna say it looks like your hair.
It's a similar color.
Oh, it's so good because, like I said, I wussed out. A traditional boulevardier is like an ounce of the really bitter stuff, which I am not really. I did a 1/4 ounce of the really bitter stuff, the Oka Island Bitter, and topped it off with Oka Gold, which is much milder. And so this has got a bitter edge to it, which is quite nice. But just the flavors, the herb and fruit flavors that are in this. Oh my God, this is good. This is what I like, because this one, the Pina Colada, which is possibly at the top of my list of best drinks ever now, a milk clarified Pina Colada is possibly my number one drink right now, like 10.5 out of 10. But I like to mix it up. So something that's got a little bit of a bitter edge as a contrast to something that's sweet. God, I'm definitely going to do this in a YouTube video, the walkabout, and just the flavors like this one, while the Oka Island Bitter is very bitter, it's got, to my mind, much better fruit flavors than Campari does. Campari's kind of a one-note drink. It's like bitter orange. This Oka, it's got a lot more depth, different fruit and herbal flavors. And because I wussed out because I'm not sort of tough enough to put all the bitter in there, I put this one in, the Oka Gold, and just the language on the label of this is so good. Inspired by the golden hue of this sunburnt land, we've brought together an array of native flavors into this fine liqueur, crafted in the pristine Adelaide Hills for the enjoyment as the ultimate sundowner, to be shared with family and friends. A great spiritus adventure. That's brilliant. I love that. That's so wanky.
Oh, my parents got a drink of alcoholic drink once, and I don't remember what it's called, but I'm going to have to take a photo of the label so I can read it out to you, because it is so funny that I have actually put it up on my bookcase. and I've still got it there.
Nice. Oh, definitely. Like, send it either here or on Facebook or something. I'd love to, because really wanky either wine or spirit reviews are just hilarious.
Oh no, this is the label.
Yeah, no, this is the label. Yeah.
No. What I was telling you about was the label.
Yeah. Oh, you want labels? This one cracks me up. A vermouth I've got in the fridge.
Yep.
I can do better. I'm going to crawl under the table.
Okay, Kirsten crawl under the table to do better. While Kirsten's crawling under the table, this one I love. This is an Australian vermouth called Regal Rogue, and the label on this is leading the charge in the vermouth renaissance. Regal Rogue is a new world discovery that celebrates the spirited adventurer in us all, with a flirtatious liaison of native Australian aromatics, marrying a lively citrus and a subtle floral character with Semillon grape. Regal Rogue brings bountiful merriment to all manner of soirees. The ideal aperitif or shared pitcher, a lavish serve poured over ice, chaperoned by tonic, garnished with grapefruit and a sprig of rosemary. I just love it. I love these guys to death that they would write something that outrageous on their label.
Chaperoned by tonic.
Exactly. It's just so good.
It just makes me want to get into brewing so that I can release a bottle that's just labeled piss. And the only instructions on it says, drink this, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah. You'd find a market, Pete. You'd find a market. Kirsten, have you found the appropriate label?
Moonshine.
I think I might have finished it, which means it's in the other room. But it's actually the Never Never Distilling Juniper Freak. And on the back it says, we are not here to fuck spiders.
I have it.
Nice. There's an amazing clothing line.
Is that a Queensland thing?
It's an Australian thing, but there's an amazing
Australian thing.
There's an amazing clothing line called BLC, which stands for Bad Life Choices, and they have an amazing design. I want to get a patch from them, and it has a picture of a redback, and it just says, "We're not here to fuck spiders." I love it.
I have it.
Juniper Freak.
Okay,
And
so
it
it's the Never Never.
So it's the Never Never Juniper Freak. I finished mine a while ago, but I just love the bottle, so I'm keeping it.
I'm looking this one up on Dan's.
So it says, Freak is an oiled up beast of a gin. We've embraced our love of juniper and maxed it out in this wonderfully intense, aromatic and flavoursome gin. At 58% ABV, the juniper leaps from the bottle, fills the nostrils and tingles the lips. It's a seriously big gin, but hey, we're not here to fuck spiders.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Was that why I bought it? Yes.
This is the Never Never Distilling Southern Strength that I'm recommending to you.
That's lovely.
I was going to buy it. I was going to buy it direct from their website, but they've got this fuckery going on in their website that they don't tell you the shipping costs until after you give your payment stuff. And I was like, no, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
For my local BWS, because my local BWS always has their stuff in. So
yeah, Dan.
You're in Adelaide, though.
Yeah, and
that's why.
I go to my local BWS because the guy who used to be the bouncer at Enigma and knows me far too well works there and loves to mock me as I'm buying alcohol as a nearly 30-year-old because he remembers me going in as an 18-year-old.
Yikes.
Like, oh, should you be doing this? Yes, I'm going to do it. Fine.
Oh, I'm okay, Kirsten. I know you told me the single malt makes a particularly good Boulevardier, but this is fucking great. This is really good. And like I said, I've toned down the bitter because I'm a complete wuss, but it's really good.
I have a question. No, I have two questions. One is, I have Pink Gordon's gin It tastes a bit raspberry-ish.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do with it?
Tip it down the sink.
If I could have written down on a piece of paper what Kirsten was going to say before she said it would be tip it down the sink.
I nearly spit out my beer.
Sorry. At least I'm
That's all right.
consistent. So I used to go to this bar close to where I used to work, and so it sort of became known that I was into gin and blah blah blah. Mostly because I was like, what did you have that's like interesting and Australian? And they're like, nothing. Then one day the head bartender bounces up. She's like, we got in Pink Gordon's gin. And I was like, also no good. Like, no. Like, I will drink 4 pillars if I have to. Just pull some shit that's not international here.
Okay. Weirdly, the James Bond martini, the Vespa martini, he specifically references Gordon's gin, which
Gordon's gin from the 1920s to the 1970s is not hideous.
Yeah. Again, for those who don't know, a James Bond martini, the Vespa martini, is 3 shots Gordon's gin, old school, 1 shot vodka, and half a shot Pina Colada, which doesn't even exist anymore. So if you want to approximate it now, it's if you don't want to kill yourself, you do 3 parts gin rather than 3 shots of gin, and 1 part vodka and half a part. You either use Lillet Blanc or Coca Americano or something like that. But
I makes a Kina.
I saw that. I saw they did something that they've modeled on the old King of LA.
Yep.
I've got to get that.
And the old man, whose name I forget, from Maiden Eye would know. Like,
yeah,
he's that guy.
Yeah, I actually did for my YouTube channel. I did the James Bond recipe because that's the other thing. You always get James Bond saying shaken, not stirred. Whereas hardcore martini people will be, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it should be stirred.
Stirred, not shaken. But I did the comparison, and two things happen if you shake the martini rather than stir it. One is it dilutes more, and the other one is cloudier when you first pour it. If you stir a martini, it's a beautiful, clear drink. If you shake it, it's cloudy when you first do it. But I actually didn't fuck around. I didn't do 3 parts gin. I did 3 shots of gin and 1 shot of vodka and half a shot of Coca Americano, because I have that. And I did stirred and I did shaken, and I did them side by side. And when I'm drinking the stirred, I'm like, fuck me. And then I drink the stirred one, which was clearly diluted compared to the stirred one. I'm going, no, I'll actually take shaken, because 3 shots of gin and 1 shot of vodka and half a shot of the aromatized wine is like, that will put you under the goddamn table. And shaking it actually dilutes it a little bit. It was actually much more, a shaken one was much more manageable because it was that much more diluted than a stirred one.
Yeah, I read that when Ian Fleming was in the Navy during the war, that the gin that they had was so nasty that it was preferable to have it a bit diluted, and so that was why.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. You get all these jokes about, because some people, when you talk about having a drier martini, that means less vermouth. And some people literally only want like a wash of vermouth, like they want 9 parts gin to 1 part vermouth. So they virtually are saying, just give me a glass of gin with
just gin with an olive in it.
Yeah. And the fun ones I've heard, one was like, pour gin into a glass and then wave it in the direction of Italy.
That's a Winston Churchill.
Yeah, that's how much vermouth you put in it. Just wave it in the direction of Italy. And there was in that.
I like extra vermouth.
I think a good vermouth is really nice.
A good vermouth changes everything. Somebody served me up a martini made with the Cinzano Blanco, and I was just like,
"What are you doing?" I've still got a little bit from a bottle of Cinzano Blanco that I bought like 2 fucking years
tip it down the sink.
Yeah,
it's no good.
No,
my parents have Cinzano.
But I've got like
I got 2 bottles of Gordon and a bottle of Cinzano White.
Oh my God, Nettie. Okay, cool.
Oh, you were actually asking a serious question, and I was being an asshole. So sorry about that. Gordon's Pink Gin. Yes, you have it. You want to know what to do with it. No, that's fine.
Nettie, this stuff.
What have you got there, Pete? What?
You go, Angry.
I'm just trying to. I'm not drunk. I'm absolutely not drunk. I've only had 5 cocktails since we started.
Very convincing.
I know, right? Unbelievable. This stuff is in Dan's, right? Maiden Eye, an Australian vermouth. They do sweet, they do dry, they do classics. So you've got the spectrum in Dan's. It's literally 3 times more expensive than Cinzano. And you may say, is it 3 times better than Cinzano? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it really fucking is. Cinzano is very cheap, but like seriously, this is good on its own. I didn't know until I got a good vermouth. You can actually just drink vermouth. Vermouth is
vermouth and soda is really really good.
It's really fucking nice. It's an aromatized wine, so it's got way more character than an average wine does. And it depends. If you like stuff dry, you get the dry. If you like stuff sweet, you get the sweet. If you want to cut the difference, you get the classic.
Okay.
But it's just really good. And Cinzano is fucking terrible.
Well,
yeah,
you know,
I checked my parents' cupboard and they have it. And it's new.
And my parents told me that they knew everything, so I just went with that.
So this is the non-Australian one that I have, an aperitivo, Coqui Americano.
That's worth it.
Yeah,
that and twofold, and I'll need to dig out the rest of the menu at work. But yeah, Coqui Americano and whiskey and
This is an old style aromatized wine. So widely recognized as the original aperitivo, Americano, this aromatized wine invented by Guido Cucci has been continuously prepared since 1891 using only natural ingredients such as wine, sugar, extracts of gentian, cinchona, wormwood, bitter orange peels. In Piedmont, it's served on ice with zest of orange and soda. Americano Coqui became a preferred element in many classic. It is basically a really good element in a huge amount of cocktails. So,
what's it called again?
Coqui Americano.
Coqui Americano. Okay, let's see if Dan's got it.
So it's basically it's a vermouth. It's halfway between. Well, it's more of a vermouth, but it's got little elements of like a bitter aperitivo in it as well.
The other thing you can do with the pink Gordons, Nettie, is that you could do like bramble punch or something like that. So you'll need a like berry liqueur of some sort, gin, soda, pineapple juice. That'll work.
I need to put my Pina Colada into a decanter.
What are you doing?
Right.
Kelly
This
is
the
actually
bottle
formal.
of.
Did anyone
I
realize?
was going to say, that is so formal.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Kelly has a tux on.
Oh, nice, Kelly. That is highly paid.
This is as formal as I was going to get.
Yeah, okay. I mean, honestly,
I'm in Hogwarts gear.
It's a tuxedo onesie.
I feel completely
Good
outclassed
enough,
by
Kelly.
the combination of Kelly and Kirsten.
Right, I'm putting on something.
Okay, see, now you've made Nettie go out and get something to fucking keep up with you.
Salumi, I would also wear a Slytherin top if given the option.
I have robes.
I have
in
a
my
Slytherin
wardrobe,
top.
but I can't be bothered going and putting on my Slytherin robes.
Oh, I ordered this recently.
Ooh, very nice.
Very good.
It is a letter opener.
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I graduated university many years ago, it was like an extra $30 to purchase your graduation gear than hire it.
Yep.
And so I said to my mom, I want to purchase my graduation gear so that I can dress up like I'm from Harry Potter at some point.
Yeah,
my mother was like, you are 27 years old. And I was like, failed to see the issue.
Yeah, I dressed up as a female version of Tom Riddle at the last supernova I went to.
Nice.
One of my favorite things about, like, since I've started dyeing my hair a bit more bright again, was when I was yellow before, I, like, the scarf that I wear everywhere is my Slytherin scarf. And so I was just, I had bright yellow hair and a Slytherin scarf, and the amount of children, you a witch. Yes, absolutely. And their parents are mortified that their child's just gone up to a stranger and gone, are you a witch? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. If you do your studies, you'll be one too. And they're like, oh my God. Great.
I thought you were going to say that they asked if you were Draco Malfoy.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, that's specific. But,
when I had bright red hair, I had kids at my kids' school come up to me and ask me if I was the Little Mermaid.
You know what's really funny? So dyed hair, not a big deal in Melbourne at all. Everyone has bright coloured hair. No one even blinks an eyelid. I have never been more visible than when I went back to Perth with bright pink hair. And like the amount of like old ladies who were like,
well, this was about 8 years ago.
I'm from Melbourne.
I was having a bit of a look since I've figured I'm going to pop by Spotlight tomorrow and get a couple of things I needed to actually do the mask making. And I realized how much rainbow fabric exists. So I can just make a shit ton of pride masks to freak out all the old fuddy-duddies who already hate me in my area. I love this.
That's great. But you know how the people are trying to take over the pride flag with the to represent essential workers or something like that?
What?
Did you hear about that? I don't know. They're doing it in America, and this person's like, oh my God, my grandfather, who's a homophobe, has got a rainbow flag outside his house to support the workers. And he refuses to acknowledge it's actually a gay pride flag.
Oh,
hey, look, that's fine.
That's going to be argy-bargy.
Yeah.
Something that they then go, well, now you can't have pride. It's like, fucking, we gave up Pride Month. We've had that. We happily gave it to Black Lives Matter and actually said, let's promote the voices that should be heard. We wouldn't fucking have pride if it weren't for Black trans women anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So let's let those voices be heard. So it kind of shits me to hear bigots are going, oh, we can use it now because essential workers.
fuck no. Why don't you actually write to your local ministers to make sure those essential workers are being paid adequately, start accruing sick leave if they're casual, and actually get paid a livable wage like they should be, rather than being treated like shit like most essential workers are, depending on their industries. That's what they should be doing. They're not going to, because they're a bunch of dickheads.
Look, I feel sorry. You're saying worthy things, and I'm just going. Look, I feel Pina Colada, and there's still some left over. I'm going to have to drink that.
Oh no! Drunk angry is drunk.
This was the bottle of blackcurrant liqueur that I found at the back of
yes.
Creme de cassis.
It looks very cheap. I'm pretty sure I stole this from a house party because I have no idea how else I would have it. But it does have a peach daiquiri and a berry bliss recipe on the back of it. So I'll let you know if I have that later.
This is my creme de cassis.
Oh, that's pretty.
Ooh, that looks a lot fancier.
From our friend Marionette Liqueur.
I don't know what else you have in your house, Pete, but if you have any gin or lemon juice, a combination of gin, lemon juice, and blackberry liqueur is fucking right on. So
I don't have lemon juice, but I do have gin. So I may have to make a small trip at some point.
Yeah, just do gin and fucking blackberry,
through the computer I would, because I have so many lemons from the lemon tree.
My childhood home had a lemon tree out back, and if I was still living there, I'd just take it from out there.
Yeah.
This is the one that I'm not sure how to use. It's plum liqueur.
Ooh, plum.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That's interesting.
I think it's been open too long. It's a bit
Let's
brown.
just go. Plum liqueur cocktail. Let's see what comes up. You and me. Okay. Oh, yeah, because umeshi is a Japanese plum liqueur. Okay. Okay, here's something. Plum liqueur cocktails. Fucking, I love cocktail names. This website's just thrown up a bunch of cocktail names which are without telling me what they are. And there's Angel's Kiss, Angel's Patch, Big Blue Plum, Cottage Dipper, Hogwash, Hot Plum, Hungarian Coffee, Karloff. What the fuck is this?
What was the drink that it was during The Simpsons where it was the B Sharps and Barney had gone all John Lennon and got a Yoko-like girlfriend, and it was like, I want a single plum floating in. Yep,
floating
you go, Charlotte.
Perfume, a single plum floating in perfume served in a man's hat.
That's the one.
I don't remember this, but that means nothing.
Holy shit, this is a weird one. Fucking hell. Vodka, Jägermeister, and plum liqueur. Yeah, that'll fuck you up.
No, they really will. No thanks. That's called a no thanks.
Yes. The official name of that cocktail is a no thanks.
No thanks.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I do love sites like differs.com and liquor.com will have things like how to drink Jägermeister like you're not a teenager. And they'll actually have interesting ways to drink Jägermeister.
I'm guessing it's don't mix with energy drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this one's got a plum martini, which is literally just gin. Okay, I'm not drunk. Anyone who says I'm drunk is trading in scholars' rooms. But yeah, this one says gin, plum liqueur, and vermouth.
Look at Nettie.
Oh my gosh. That is just the funniest thing that Nettie's gone, but her cat is sitting there like, this is my live stream now. Oh my God. That is just the best.
That cat also looks like it has a tuxedo on.
Yes. Kelly, you and this cat are such a good match.
Does anyone know Nettie's cat's name?
She's sitting there like, this is my live stream.
She said it earlier. It's like Salem or something like that.
Oh God! Now my cat's coming. Opie.
Safa wants me to do a shoeing. Safa, you're a bad man. That is possibly the worst bit of Australian culture ever. The shoe.
The worst bit of.
Is it any worse than Gooniform?
Now I feel like I want to grab one of my cats and force them to be part of the live stream.
Maddie, that was ridiculously cute. What's your cat's name?
Zorro.
Oh my God.
I knew it was a black thing there.
Yeah, it was so
I
good.
said Salem.
On people. He was an absolute terror when he was little. Oh, come here, you little bastard.
Oh my God. Okay, it is definitely officially the top of my list of best drinks ever is a milk clarified pina colada. It's like, fucking hell. This is the best thing. This is proof God exists. Sorry. Sorry, checkmate, atheists. If God doesn't exist, why am I basically shooting my load in my pants as I drink this?
One day you're going to watch this back on the internet angry and be very ashamed of yourself.
A,
I am never watching this back. B, I am essentially ashamed of myself most of the time. So...
At least you're self-aware.
What's the LD50 of shame? Sorry, you go, Sia.
Sorry, I was going to say, Opie's been trying to herd me into the bedroom because it's the warmest room in the house. Because he's like, no, it's late. You're an old person. Bed. Then I tend to just come to bed and stay in the warmth. But so now I'm only in the bedroom and he's gone, nah, I don't want to be in here now.
Yeah. No.
Because he's cat.
Yeah,
yes,
cat.
because he's cat.
I can hear them now.
Well, what's that one?
This is Original Spirit Company's Gin Fusion, Blood Orange and Yuzu. It's been open a bit long, so I'm going to drink it.
I was going to mention earlier.
Waste not, want or not.
No, I swear to God, at some point, at some point when we're not locked down, Kirsten and I are going to make a bunch of videos of drinking so much goddamn booze. And just like...
Just to clear it up before its use by date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just picked up like 3 bottles and they're all like refrigerate after opening, and I'm sure they've been on the shelf for several months. But Melbourne, it's cold.
Yeah, I know. My ex is from WA. He never put anything in the fridge. It's like we're in Melbourne. It's a fridge here anyway. The whole place.
Yeah.
Fridges.
Fine.
Kelly, you were going to say something and we rudely cut you off.
I was going to say, when I went to a Korean restaurant once, they had yuzu tea, and I've been getting, and when I go to it was yuzu with honey, and now when I go to a Japanese Asian food store, they sell a jar of the yuzu tea, and it's basically like this jam almost, and you just mix it in with hot water, and then you filter out the bits of the yuzu fruit, so it's just like just the liquid, and it's really, really good.
Yuzu is one of my absolute favorite flavors.
I've had a craving for soju for about like a month now. I need to chase that up because soju, where especially when you drop it into a beer, it's just amazing.
I got this.
Catherine likes soju as well, doesn't she?
Yeah. I got this one from a bottle shop a while ago. It's showing up. It's yuzu and lime and soda in little cans, and I haven't tried any of it yet. And I'm probably too drunk to open one of them tonight. So maybe another time.
Or not drunk enough, Angry. Or not drunk enough.
Too drunk or not drunk enough? That's the big question.
That's the question.
Yeah, fuck it. Okay.
Those really need to be chilled, Angry.
Yeah, I've got ice.
Trying to protect
Kirsten's
him.
eye roll
Does
was
not-
just perfect.
The real problem is going to be not going back into the office regularly and seeing other humans. It's going to be teaching my face to shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
I've
something I
just had the
struggle with
weirdest
too.
couple of days.
It's okay. Was on a video call for work today, and somebody said something, and several people like on Slack messaging me going, "Are you okay? How do you feel about this announcement?" Okay, face, stop it.
Who was surprised? Were everybody surprised that we were put into lockdown again? Or
No,
were you
not
expecting?
surprised. Not surprised.
Not surprised at all.
Watching from the outside, no, I was waiting for you guys to get the announcement.
Yeah, because we are getting the worst numbers of positive cases literally since the outbreak began. So
I went into lockdown before it was a thing.
Sorry, what was that, Kirsten?
I went into lockdown before it was even a thing. I was in a movie theatre for the first time in 6 years that I went to a fucking movie with case number 9. So I had to send the email to like my boss and like the HR manager and be like, "Hi, the health department have told me that I have to stay at home."
yeah.
They're like, "Is this even a thing? Are you putting this on?" I'm like, "Here's the email," which doesn't sound friendly.
It's not just a suggestion, it's a demand.
Yeah, it was straight out. Like it was like, "You will not leave your house. If you have a balcony, you may go onto the balcony for no more than 20 minutes." Like, fuck. Okay.
Yeah. I have to admit,
20 minutes. How often?
They didn't specify how often, but yeah, I think
that's my kind of loophole.
my balcony doesn't look at anything and is probably about 1 meter deep and 2 meters wide. It's not worth going on to.
You can't really see it behind me because it all looks black, but the backyard and the back garden is behind me. And when I'm working, I'm actually facing that. It's actually quite nice. Like if the sun's out, I'm getting sunshine, I'm getting greenery. I have this beautiful view that makes me feel good. It's not fucking bad, honestly, working from home. If it's a completely overcast and raining day, it's a bit bleak out there. But if there's any sunshine at all, it's actually really quite nice. So I'm okay.
Overcast and rainy in Melbourne? Never.
Never.
Yeah, exactly.
Thunderstorms this weekend. I'm like,
yeah, we're getting a storm tomorrow.
Glass, not a drinking glass, but do I give a shit? Probably not.
Hey, that reminds me. You were saying something about Netflix party last night.
Might do it next week. Just for something different, to actually just put something on Netflix, and rather than us
what are we thinking?
Worrying about talking, just watch something.
Yeah, I rather enjoyed Ragnarok.
I didn't watch. Oh, do you mean the Marvel movie Thor Ragnarok?
No, there's a sort of. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like a teenagers supernatural drama mixed with Nordic noir.
Yeah, I did see that. I haven't watched it,
but I really enjoyed it.
I'll put an asterisk next to it. Depending, tomorrow night is date night with Mrs. Angry, so I won't be doing a live stream. So we're going to be ordering in food from one of our favorite restaurants that we go out to on a date night. I think we're doing Mexican tomorrow. There is this place up the road. It's called Mexico City, and it's actually run by Mexican people. And you can get it super spicy if you like, or not if you're a complete fucking wuss like me.
Like you.
But
hey, I'm a complete wuss too.
The flavors are so good. Just whatever you get. And they do sides of black beans and rice and whatnot that are just the absolute fucking best. You know, whether you get burritos or chimichangas or what.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is very good. I think that's.
I haven't had Mexican for about a year.
No,
I had Mexican recently, like a few days ago.
Yeah. No, this place.
If you ever told me that I had to choose a cuisine to eat for the rest of my life, it would be Mexican.
I
like
we had
Mexican.
We had a Taco Bell open up.
Yeah.
We had a Taco Bell open up not too far from here, and it was always just crammed with people. Yeah. And I was always a little confused because I'm like, isn't Taco Bell like the really shitty Mexican American food? And everyone's going nuts over. Like, we have Guzman Gomez. That seems slightly better.
I love Guzman Gomez.
Sombrero's pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm a Montezuma's person.
Montezuma's is nice.
What I like about sombreros is for every bowl or burrito you buy, they are donating one to a person who is in need. So
that's good.
I like to go from there if I can.
I love sombreros.
Yeah,
there's no sombreros close to where I live though, which is hard. You have to go into the outer suburbs.
Yeah. I hadn't even heard of it, so that goes to show how likely I am to find it.
I think there's one within walking distance of me, but I've not tried it yet. I should get on that.
You should. It's really good. Nice fresh food.
Like I said, the one up the road is called Mexico City, and there's actually Mexican people who run it. It's a nice touch, which is actually quite rare in Melbourne for a Mexican restaurant to be run by actually Mexican people. And they're super.
Mexican people come here?
I know, that's the question I asked myself. But last time we ordered date night dinner, they threw in sangria. And I thought, I don't know if I like sangria. And I tasted their sangria and I go, this is so good.
Good sangria is heavenly.
Yep. Yeah. No, so good.
Montezuma's
in Sydney, as teenagers getting really drunk on the stuff. At the one Mexican restaurant on the whole of the North Shore.
Sangria is incredible.
Sangria made by Mexican people is really just this sweet red wine flavor. Oh my God, it's so good. So I think that's what we're getting tomorrow. Then I'm responsible for the cocktail menu because when there's no fucking COVID, we like to go out for somewhere where we can have dinner and cocktails. But because we're doing it at home, we're ordering in food and I'm responsible for the cocktails, which is actually why I was trying out creme de menthe cocktails because Mrs. Angry wanted me to add a creme de menthe cocktail to tomorrow night's menu. So I had to try
I'm not sure how creme de menthe will go with Mexican food. Like, it doesn't seem like a natural pairing.
Yeah, it is. It fucking is. So
okay.
You're determined.
That's my answer. It fucking is, man.
Talking about local restaurants, in Geelong, where my dad, stepmom, and younger siblings live, some people they know who migrated to Australia from Iraq about 7 years ago. So you can imagine what they were leaving behind.
Okay.
Have just recently opened up a restaurant, unfortunately, in the wake of all of this. So, but they're doing proper, like, it's called House Persia, and they're doing beautiful, authentic Iranian food. and Iraqi food, and it's just, oh my goodness. Dad's put up photos before, and if you check them out on Facebook, their menu looks amazing. So I cannot wait for the borders to open again so I can go to Geelong and see the family, but also eat lots of yummy food.
Persian food is really good. Yeah.
My boss lives in Geelong and he's a vegetarian. They have lots of vegetarian options, Iranians and that sort of thing. I'm going to point him in that direction.
Yes.
House of Persia, right?
Yeah, where I live in South Caulfield, I had no idea before I moved here, like 3 years ago, that there was a very big Indian community here. But it's not just Indian; it's a vegetarian community. So just in my little group of local shops, there are 2 vegetarian Indian restaurants and a vegetarian Indian supermarket. So and then there's like 2 or 3 Indian restaurants that aren't vegetarian as well. But I had no idea before I moved here that there were so many Indian people here. But yeah,
we have a couple of Govindas, which is like Hare Krishna restaurant, and it's just amazing because it's like the specials, particularly for students, which I took advantage of a lot when I was a student. Was just like, it's like $7 all you can eat, just amazing food. But particularly with Iranian food and vegetarian, like pretty much all vegetarian food is halal. So there's going to be pretty good options a lot of the time from that kind of region as well. I've been wanting to check out, because I've been watching quite a fair few documentaries on Kurdistan and like the PKK and things like that, and there's some Kurdish food I really want to try at some point as well.
So if anybody ever goes to Perth, there is literally one of the best locations in Perth to have dinner is the Hare Krishna place right on the river, and it's pay what you feel, all vegetarian, like gorgeous food, so delicious.
Charlie, is your dog a Womanara? I'm sorry, I thought you'd finished, Kirsten. I'm sorry.
He is Pitbull cross Mastiff cross Great Dane.
That explains why he's so sooky, because Great Danes are usually very, very
special
sooky.
Boy.
Special boy. That's what he's a
special boy. And he has no idea how big he is.
No, they are lapdogs in disguise. They love being lapdogs. My parents had a dog previous to the dog they're having now, whose mother was a Great Dane cross, and she thought she was a lapdog, but they're also she was a big leaner. She loves leaning on people, and that's apparently a very Great Dane trait.
My friend has a Great Dane who's the biggest sook you have ever met.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous dogs.
Shout out to Shieldsy in the chat. I feel like I haven't seen you in a live stream for ages, Shieldsy. He's taking the piss about Melbourne being locked down. Like, yeah, dude, it is locked down, which kind of sucks. But also, I don't really like people. So this sort of interaction.
This is enough for me.
This is good. I'm doing it. I do kind of miss, because like every second week I used to do date night with Mrs. Angry. We do dinner, cocktails, movie, and we have a couple of our favorites. But it's like, our favorites doing takeaway. So I go and get takeaway, bring it home. We have food. I'm responsible for the cocktails. And then we go, okay, we've got a few streaming services to choose from. What's the best movie that's on at the moment? And we sit down together and watch the movie. And it's cool. It is definitely nicer to go to a restaurant where they look after you and bring you the food and bring you the drinks. But, I'm okay with being at home, quite honestly. Yeah.
What's Mrs. Angry's taste in Netflix?
We are looking at a couple of things. I guess the last couple of date nights, We've done really kind of cliche date night movies. There've been romantic comedies and whatnot. So I think the toss-up this week might be one between a serious drama that's about a whistleblower in the UK in the lead up to the Iraq War. And I'm actually going to pitch pretty hard for one that's just come on Netflix tonight called The Old Guard that has oh God, what's the name who played Furiosa?
Does that have Brendan Gleeson in it? Is that the one I'm thinking of, or is something else?
There's a thing called The Old Guard, which is based on a comic, which is essentially this group of people who are immortal, and they've sort of been fighting for the cause of righteousness over the millennia, and they've got their first new recruit for, I don't know, a couple hundred years.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron, thank you, Charlie. Charlize Theron is the lead, and I've seen the trailers for it. It looks kind of cool, and so I think for tomorrow night's date night, I'm going to show Mrs. Angry the trailer for The Old Guard and see if that gets her on board at all. Otherwise, we're probably going to be watching a serious drama. Last couple of date nights, we've done like period dramas and romantic comedy. There was one on Netflix that had Kumail Najimi and an African-American woman, and it was delightful. It was very lightweight. It wasn't very serious. It was just called the Love. I think it was called The Lovebirds, and it was just super cute. It was these people who'd been in a relationship for a couple of years, and it was kind of running its course, and they were just about to break up, and then they got involved in some horrible super crime, and it's like they were having to work together to protect themselves from going to jail forever, and it like resurrected their relationship. It was just this really cute, silly, romantic comedy. Kumail Najimi is a really fucking good actor. He was in the series Silicon Valley as one.
Kumail Nanjiani is Kumail Nanjiani. Yeah,
that was a great show.
And
he was in a movie called Big Sick.
He was
which
Prismo
really
in Adventure Time.
Yeah.
That was about his life, wasn't it?
That was a real one.
Yeah, I saw it.
It was actually a real thing that happened to him.
He's a very good stand-up comedian as well.
Yes, he's a very good stand-up. He's a very good comedian. He's a very good actor. And this Netflix movie, it was just called Lovebirds or something. And it's very lightweight, but it's very cute. It's a lot of fun.
I remember a joke that Kumail had where it was he gets offered roles and he always places them in the category of Aziz Ansari was busy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you ever see that stand-up Aziz Ansari? Because he got kind of caught up with Me Too, because a woman that he dated related a story about how badly a date between them went. And it was this very weird gray line between just kind of a bad date and fucking Aziz Ansari, who's a sort of, with it, feminist, whatnot, actually being creepy and manipulative. And if you listen to this woman's story, it's like Aziz seems really bad at reading body language, because the way this woman relates it, she made it really clear she was not comfortable with what was happening. And it wasn't sexual assault. It wasn't rape, but it was like a really fucking bad encounter. And it's
it's one of those things where it's like it's not crossing any legal boundaries, but it's definitely crossing. It's still bad. It's still like that not acceptable behavior, and you can still do harm without actually committing a crime. And yeah, it's like that seemed pretty fucked from what I read about it, to say the least.
No, it was really
But like
fucking.
she never actually said that he assaulted her or anything. But
he was
still
super
creepy and scummy.
But people reacted to it as if she had accused him of raping her and cancel culture and all that. Like,
no, she didn't.
She was just sharing a story about an awkward.
Yeah, it's like a dude who was a very
interaction.
down with it dude who still was very bad at reading signals, and it resulted in a situation that was dodgy as fuck. And I was like,
which is
sexual
which is a reality for a lot of people.
Oh my god!
Like,
all you young folk who are on here now, I am so glad. I've been like in a stable relationship for like 15 years, and I don't want to fucking deal with the shit that you have to deal with. And I'm just like, it kind of helps that I'm like super happy and in love and stuff. But there's also this element of, oh my god, actually having to deal with being single and interacting with humans is so bad.
I agree, Angry.
I've
been in a relationship for 12 years, and I would rather work on the relationship I have than try and find a new one. Just super romantic, but there we are.
Yeah. But like, okay, Mrs. Angry and I met. We did internet dating. It was through RSVP. But when people start relating to me how the modern dating apps work with a swipe right, swipe left, I'm like, oh my fucking god, no, I couldn't deal. No.
I agree.
I have a lot of horror stories from female friends about dating apps, and it sounds fucking awful. And even from my end, as like a cis male, it's still pretty fucked overall. But yeah, definitely a lot more. I can't imagine jumping onto a dating app like Tinder if I was a woman. It would just be fucked.
I have all my online stuff. I'm gender fluid. I use they them pronouns. I am AFAB. I'm pan. And the amount of cis straight white guys who come on and just go, say threesome. No, fuck off.
No. Fuck off. I am not your unicorn. Fuck off.
Oh, yes, Unicorn hunters. Jesus, fuck, what is that? Jesus.
What's this? It's so hard to find people who are genuinely part of the queer community.
I have friends
who want to date another person who's queer.
I have a number of people who are bi or poly or whatever. And what they find is if they're bi or poly, you get these heterosexual couples who are looking for a female who will play games with them and never threaten the male in the couple. And that's what's called unicorn hunting. It's like, we fulfill all our sexual fantasies without ever undermining the dude in this couple. And again, from the outside, I just see my bi and pan and poly friends and NB friends say, oh my God, this shit with these guys who are unicorn hunters is just so fucked.
It's ridiculous.
I'm on a Ace. It's called ASAP. And anyway, the amount of guys who start off a conversation with "Hello, pretty," and "Hello, gorgeous," and "Oh my god," and I say in my profile,
it's not my name.
Like you, Salome, that I don't like people using those words like that, and I have all this information on my profile, and I'm like, please don't do any of this stuff. And I will tell them to look at my profile if they ignore it and do it anyway. And then if they continue, I'm like, well, you're not looking at my profile. clearly you're more interested in just whoever. Bye. And I've blocked so many people because of it.
Here's the funny thing. Thanks to the magic of the internet, I have a few friends who are like dominatrixes and whatnot. And the stories they tell me are so funny. And they go like, blah, blah, blah. And I go, okay, at a certain point, don't you want to burst out laughing? It's just like when someone absolutely abases themselves in front of you. Isn't it funny at a certain point? And they go, no, you've got to be respectful. They go, yeah. It's just
be professional.
Point, isn't it?
Some guys might be into that, though, being laughed at. You never know.
I know. I could never be a dog.
Yeah, but I tell you beforehand.
I just laugh at it. Like when people have related various things to me, I'm going, how do you not laugh at that? Because that's just funny. When someone says, please put my head down a toilet.
I mean,
okay, dude or femme, why do you want your head stuck down a toilet? I'm like, that's your thing. That's cool. I'm okay with it. That's the thing you want, but I can't help but giggle. I'd be a really bad dom because I would just start giggling at a certain.
I'm trying to remember this show. I think it was like on Netflix or something about this gay guy who somehow ends up being like the sidekick of a dom.
Yeah. There's a Netflix show about that. Yes.
Yeah. That was really good. And so he was like put into all these really weird situations. And he's like, I don't know if I can handle this.
Yeah. I haven't watched that. But that's well, like, because I have a okay, because Mrs. Angry is actually English, and we've gone to England a couple of times to visit her family. I had a friend in London who was a YouTube and Twitter friend who was a dominatrix. And so when I was in London, I dropped in to say hi. We had to, and she showed me like her studio where she's like, and there's a thing that's called a St. Andrew's cross, which is a big X that she was, and she would like wear a strap on, and she's showing me the spectrum of strap-ons from the beginner, which is about this much, to the one that she called Cockzilla, which was about and I was pissing myself laughing, and I was like, oh my fucking god. And she's like, oh yes, this gives assgasms to guys who have no idea what's coming. I was just like, this is like this is a world that is so far beyond my own world. Just have you told me these stories of like, oh my god, this is so full on. This is just the best. And it's like, oh, this is why I make friends with people whose lives are really different to mine. Because like, if I only make friends with people who have lives similar to mine, I'm never going to learn anything. But if I make friends with people whose lives are really different to mine, I fucking learn. And it's like, okay, that's cool. And occasionally, it's very, very funny as well. So it's like, hi, Ludo. What's that one, Kirsten?
No, off.
So, Fossy's from Mildura. This is called the Aussie Spirit, and it was in support of bushfire relief.
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
And it's a really good gin. Super lemon myrtle-y, which is not my favorite, but I really like it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. There was some really great limited releases during the bushfire crisis.
There were a few today, yeah.
How come? Why is that?
Because people wanted to raise money.
Yeah.
I will say this one is pretty good. The Koyami Yuzu and Lime Highball. I actually got this mainly thinking of my young fella, young Mr. Angry, who's like fucking 20, and he has a better social life than I do. So, you know, fuck him. It's like, okay, lockdown happens again. I don't care. It just changes my life. And I say to him, ha, 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 you can't go to parties at your friend's place anymore because you're not allowed to. So you have to do the same fucking internet shit that I do to be able. And this is a real thing. I make drinks for him. Like he's going like, I'm hanging out with my friends, doing the online drinking. Can you make me something? I go, yeah, okay, I'll make you something. So I'll make him a cocktail and say. And then I think his friends are really jealous. He just goes, "Oh, my dad made me a cocktail that does that." They're like, "My dad never makes me a cocktail." I'm like, yeah, well, you know, your dad sucks. He drinks.
At work, they were talking about Father's Day and blah, blah, blah. Kirsten, what do you think? It's like, I don't care. My dad's dead.
Oh, fuck. Both my
Way
parents...
to shut down a conversation.
That's a good card to play. The dead dad card.
Both my parents are dead. So every Mother's Day and Father's Day, my younger brother posts that comic of Batman slapping Robin with the caption, "Both my parents are dead." It's like my younger brother, since he was a fucking teenager, has had the worst, blackest sense of humor ever. And so, yeah, his current one is every Mother's Day, every Father's Day, he posts the meme of Batman slapping Robin saying, "Both my parents are dead."
That's amazing.
That reminds me of
like, dude, you're so fucked up. So.
That reminds me of there's like I think it was a comic or it was like a meme sort of format where it's like a dungeon master telling their players, you know, your characters can have parents that are alive. That's an option.
Oh, it's like in basically any anime that you watch, it's like parents are dead or they just don't exist or just never. Yeah, so it's very weird to see parents in an anime.
Yeah, it's like a meme I've seen of parents in an anime and their baby's born and the baby has green hair and they're going, "Oh no, our baby's a central character. We're about to die."
There's a particular hairstyle that mums have, and it's like, if you're a mum with this hairstyle, they're going to die.
Has anyone watched Drawthy, which is like a channel on YouTube where it's just a bunch of artists who set themselves like challenges, and they draw, and it's kind of, it's quite lighthearted, but they did a Yu-Gi-Oh challenge, and it like 80% of the artistic style was just based on hair and nothing else.
That's right.
Yeah, they have the weirdest, stupidest hair. Like, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh is all about the hair. It's just like.
But even Taya, the female character, has like a box for hair.
It's kind of like when Neon Genesis Evangelion came on Foxtel, and I thought, I'm finally going to watch this beginning to end. And then someone has to come onto it. I know there's a porn version of Neon Jealousy Evangelion. I go, is there? And you're searching. Oh my God, there is. Okay, well, Jesus.
Rule 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to prove, like, there's an anime about absolutely anything. There was an anime that came out of China that was about the life and times of Karl Marx, and I did watch a few episodes, and it was surprisingly good.
Of course there was. Oh my God, AD had this one. Someone gave him a box set once when he was sick, and he goes, here's something you can watch when you're at home. And I watched it with him, and it was like a Sailor Moon knockoff, but when they changed to the super version, it was this incredibly obvious sexual transformation. Like the power thing was coming from like their genital area, like the transformation to the super magical.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Oh my God! It was
I think those are made into dolls. I think those got made into dolls, and I think I've seen advertisement for it.
It just sounds like Bayonetta, which is very like it is just the trashiest video game that is like every 14-year-old boy's fantasy. It's
I actually
so
played
trashy.
Bayonetta, and I love this. I love the version of "Fly Me to the Moon" in that. It was great,
Yeah,
even though you heard it way too often, just way too often.
Yeah, it's kind of because I was playing open world games, and my daughter said, "Oh, you probably like the Yakuza games." And a couple of years ago, she got me Yakuza 0 for Christmas, and I played
I
it.
love that game so much.
Fucking hilarious! It was such a fun game to play. It was set in Tokyo in the 80s, and there was it's so hard to pick a favorite moment, but it's possibly when one of the guys for fun was going into a video parlor where he would just watch videos of girls in swimsuits going, "Oh, mister, oh." And the thing would always end with the guy going, "Oh," and reaching for a tissue. And you're like, "Oh, okay, fucking whatever." But then there was a sub quest in it where he runs into this sexual deviant who's absolutely obsessed with one of the girls in the videos, and he says, "Oh no, she's the best, man. You have to watch. Let's." And because the guy in the video store is trying to tell this guy to fuck off because he's just hired the same video 100 times, and it's like, dude, you're fucking weird. Get out of here. And he's saying to your protagonist, "No, watch the video with me. It's great." And your protagonist goes, "Okay, I'll watch it with you so long as it doesn't get weird." And then you watch this video of this girl this guy's sexually obsessed with, and then it ends up with your protagonist going, "Yeah, you made it weird."
There's an amazing subquest in that game of you meet a director who's filming a music video, and the director is obviously like,
yes.
They can't use Steven Spielberg's name, but it's obviously Steven Spielberg. And
Yes.
the music video that they're shooting is obviously Thriller, but they can't say it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And it's so wonderfully 80s and over the top. I love the Yakuza games. I think they're so good.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Yakuza,
Yes.
there was a recent anime, and it's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. Basically, it's called Backstreet Girls Goku Dolls or something like that, and it's a combination of these well, basically these three Yakuza guys. They're like, okay, you have screwed up so many times that you've got a choice. Either we kill you or we turn you into J-pop idols. And so, but you've got to have a sex change. And so they, yeah. So they
I
do
haven't watched it, but I've seen the trailers for it.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yes.
And oh my god, like the animation is terrible.
Yeah.
And I watched the entire thing, and yeah, the idea of forcing somebody to change their gender is hugely problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is.
J-pop is usually problematic.
Oh yeah,
it's almost slavery, from what I hear.
Yeah, but
there's this manga that's about this guy he's like ex Yakuza, but now he's like a house husband, and it just like follows his like day to day, and it's so funny.
One of the best animes I've seen recently was called Detroit Metal City, and it's basically it's about this guy who's he just wants to sing like beautiful like little indie love songs, but he gets roped into being the front man for this like really heavy death metal band. And it's so brilliant and over the top. The lyrics from the opening credits song, the chorus of it is of the metal band, and it's kill your fucking parents.
Okay, have you seen a Gretzko?
I love a Gretzko. I love a Gretzko. It is amazing.
Yeah. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
I was gonna say when Andrew was talking about Netflix watch party thing, I was like, a Gretzko. It's so good.
I would vote for a Gretzko too. It's so brilliant.
Yeah.
So fun.
And like the voice acting in it is so good. Like, yeah, they can really do the whole screamo thing.
Good old death metal scream. Yep. Which is a lot harder than it sounds to do as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
As someone who grew up playing in metal bands and who had to do that on quite a few occasions, it's very hard. You can do it, but doing it without destroying your voice in the long term is very hard.
Yeah.
Death metal is not for babies.
It's not good for your vocal cords.
Yeah, you've got to learn proper technique. You've got to learn proper technique because a lot of it is about if you're pushing from your throat, that's always a bad thing. But if you're pushing from here, and it's like a lot of the metal screams as well, it's basically like it's very similar to vocal fry, where you sort of have that sort of sound, but you're amplifying it, sort of thing. But if you're feeling it in your throat, you're doing damage to yourself. Stop doing it. It's Pete's metal technique, singing.
Metal technique. Nice. That's
All right. I'm gonna head off.
That sounds like a good idea. It's like midnight.
Almost.
I think we should collectively say good night because I'm like so fucking hammered.
I just could not stop yawning, and I was like, I'm just gonna run away.
Yeah, no, it's runaway time. It's been an excellent Friday night. Oh my god. Okay.
Thanks for the hangs.
All right, so take care, one and all. Have a very fun time. I won't be on tomorrow night. I might be on Sunday night. Who knows? Who knows? Yes, let's all do that. And, see you all later. Oh my god, that's the best. Seeing everyone do that. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.